Insurance services. Will you be turning 65 soon or planning to retire in the near future and not sure what the next step is? Are Medicare Advantage plans and supplemental plans confusing to you? I can help you explore your Medicare options and make it easy for you to understand. I am just one call away. Please call 610-779-7724. That's 610-779-7724, and there's never a fee for my services.
Morning, Paula.
Morning, Ron.
Another day in Adminville, am I right?
What are you working on? Oh!
You okay?
Your tabs. You have so many open.
Yeah, gotta order lunch for the big client meeting. With great responsibility comes tabs.
I can help. Close all those tabs and open just one, easycater.com. Online ordering from local restaurants, plus tools to save time, stay on budget, track expenses.
One tab to rule them all.
EasyCater, the smarter way to order food for work. Order now at easycater.com.
Dave, this furnace is even worse than last year. Can't we get a new one?
Just whack it on the side. That'll get it going.
I had to whack the air conditioner all summer. You want me to whack the furnace now?
Can I be of service?
DHL Bowman Bowman.
In the dark of the night, when Old Man Winter takes the upper hand over your grumpy, aging furnace, one man will be by your side, fighting for truth, justice, and heat that's there when you need it.
DHL Bowman Bowman.
Well, I hadn't tried puncturing it with an arrow, but I guess that could work.
Can you get some heat in here without me having to whack anything?
I can, ma'am. The highly skilled experts at H.L. Bowman can replace your lousy furnace with a new energy-efficient furnace the same day you call, or you get $1,500 off your bill.
What am I going to do with my evenings now if I don't have anything to whack?
DHL Bowman Bowman.
Visit hlbowman.com.
Family owned and operated for over 50 years, Pawlowski's in Sinking Spring is your one-stop automotive service, collision center, state emissions inspection, and diagnostics. Their experienced staff installs what they sell, car, truck, and SUV accessories to personalize your vehicle. You have the right to choose who does your auto body repairs after an accident. So keep Pawlowski's in mind when you have an automotive need. From everyone at Pawlowski's, thanks for listening to WEEU, and thanks for your business.
For more than 40 years, Ole Valley Feed has been the premier pet and farm supply. But I hear tell they're just what you need if you're fixing to be mighty neighborly to the birds. Stop in this season and pick up over 20 different kinds of bird seed, including their specialty Platinum Picnic Mix, along with suet and seed cakes. Peruse their large selection of feeders for all sorts of birds, or find some birdhouses and accessories made right here in the U.S. of A. Become a friend to the birds. Visit OleValleyFeed.com.
The voice of Berks and beyond. 830 WEEU ready.
The Voice 830 WEEU.
This is a special presentation of high school basketball on WEEU, the voice of Berks and beyond. High school basketball on WEEU is brought to you by
Adelphia Seafood, American Diner, Bachman's Roofing, Solar, and Remodeling, Chick-fil-A, Cross Keys Insurance, Diefenbach Snacks, Elite Fuel Service, Houndstown Ready, Judd Firestone Plumbing, Kuhn Funeral Home, Overhead Door Company, Redner's Warehouse Markets, Remax Real Estate Agent Phil Macaronis, Lincoln Plumbing and Heating, Pizza Como, Reading Fight and Fills, Savage Auto Group, Shirley's Cafe, Shore State Best Western Hotel in Reading, and Victor Emmanuel Beneficial Society.
Now for all the action, let's go courtside with Bob McCool and Rich Scarcella.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. WE's coverage of Berks County High School basketball continues. The matchup in Division I of the Berks Boys Conference. It's the Muhlenberg Muhls and the Reading Red Knights. Muhlenberg is 13-4 overall. Reading just 7-10 overall in the season, and 3-4 in Division I. The Muhls at 5-3 in the hotly contested Division I of the Berks Basketball Conference. We've been talking about it all season long, and tonight figures to be more of the same. The first time they met, we had it for you in Laureldale. The Mules came out on top 70-58, but the Red Knights have gone through a bit of a change since then, and we'll certainly talk about that as our game continues tonight. It's the Muhlenberg Muhls. The Reading Red Knights high school basketball is presented to you by Savage Auto Group. It's live to you tonight on 8:30 a.m. WEEU, the voice of Berks and beyond. And all of our games are available to you to watch for free on our video streams, whether that be at 8:30 WEEU Sports on YouTube or on Facebook Live on WEEU's Facebook page. However you want to see it, you can see it for free right at those two spots. We're going to take a timeout, back with Muhlenberg and Reading live on WEEU with more of our pregame show from the Geigel Complex in Reading after this.
Got a special event? Let Renner's Markets cover the catering with their delicious selection of party platters and prepared foods. Host the best brunch with their sunrise brioche sliders, wraps, and fruit trays. Treat your guests to Renner's assortment of pastries and cakes, or take your party to the next level with fried or rotisserie chicken, shrimp cocktail trays, traditional or boneless wings, and even more easy-to-heat meals made by our executive chefs. Put down the apron and pick up the party with Renner's Catering. Check out the menu at the market or order online at rennersmarkets.com.
Bad hair day? Bad day at the office? Bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your Erie agent is Cross Keys Insurance. Get a quote today at crosskeysins.com.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
Welcome back to Reading's historic Geigel Complex. Alongside Rich Garcella, my name is Bob McCall. Muhlenberg and Reading High going after one another tonight. The Mules coming off of a win last night, Rich, in which they escaped Governor Mifflin. They've been all so tight in Division I with a 40-38 win. One of those key factors to me tonight will be how the Mules plan or go about this, going with a intense game last night and now this very intense rivalry game against the Red Knights.
I don't think the Mules will have any trouble getting up for this game. This is a game between friends, enemies, you name it. These kids know each other well. The coaches know each other well. Emotions will not be a problem except controlling them.
Yeah, that's always a big piece of this puzzle. For the Red Knights, again, look, we've painted this picture. We'll paint it to you again in case you didn't hear us before. The Red Knights are back up against the wall in terms of getting into the postseason, whether that be the county playoffs or the district playoffs. It's pretty much win or the season may be over for the Red Knights, and a postseason without Reading High basketball is pretty much incomprehensible to most Berks County high school basketball fans, but that is the reality. Francis Kamara, their head coach, isn't talking about it, isn't thinking about it. He's just thinking about trying to figure out a way to get a win against Muhlenberg tonight. But it's hard not to look back at what happened most recently, and that's on Saturday. They beat a really good Central Dauphin team 44-41 here at home. That is a huge boost for the Red Knights.
Yeah, that's a very good basketball team, Central Dauphin. And they did it without Jeremiah Kamara, who was out 2 games after getting ejected from a game with 2 technical fouls, sat out 2 games. Red Knights responded very well. But tonight, this is different. This is more about, this is the neighborhood. This is everything. Reading cannot afford another loss. After tonight, they're at Berks Catholic, at Exeter, home against Wilson, and home against Governor Mifflin. And quite honestly, with the way the power ratings are in District 3 and with the way the seedings fall in the Berks Conference playoff chase, Reading needs to win this game. And Matt Flowers, the Muhlenberg coach, called this a must-win for the Mules. He knows with a victory tonight, which would only be the second victory by a Muhlenberg team here at the Geigel, they can eliminate the Red Knights from the Berks Conference race because only 4 of those 5 Division I teams are going to make the county playoffs. And Muhlenberg doesn't want to be that 5th team.
That's a big piece of this. Tonight's Keys to the Game are brought to you by RE/MAX Real Estate Agent Phil Macaronis. If you're buying or selling a home, Phil Macaronis is a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame. With over 20 years of experience providing countless buyers and sellers keys to their real estate transactions, call 610-670-2770. Ask for Phil Macaronis for the keys to buying and selling your home. It's the Red Knights and the Mules, and Rich Garcella has his keys to tonight's game.
For the visiting Muhlenberg Mules, maturity is going to be very important. They're going to rely on their senior leadership, Shamark Killen, Jaden Cantner, who will be coming off the bench. He's been coming off the bench in the last few games. That's going to be very important. Muhlenberg wants to run. They want to control the pace. They want to run up and down the floor. And the third key for the Mules is togetherness. Stick together. That's what Matt Flowers has said they've done since that loss to Wilson, 54-39 on January 7th. They've reeled off 5 wins in a row. For the home team, the Reading High Red Knights, we talked about emotions earlier. Francis Camaro wants his team to play with composure, control their emotions. We didn't see that in the first meeting. Reading got away, lost its composure in the second half after building a pretty big lead in the first quarter. The Red Knights want to limit the Mules to one shot. And the third thing is they want to take care of the basketball, limit their turnovers.
So that's that piece on. Now it's time for our starting lineups. It's brought to you by Victor Manuel Beneficial Society. They've been serving authentic homemade Italian dishes for over 100 years. New memberships are now being accepted for only $10. The facility at 311 Hazel Street in Reading is also available for rental for private parties, banquets, and celebrations. Victor Emanuel, a taste of Italy, right here in Reading. And so for the Muhlenberg Muhls, coached by one of their own, Matt Flowers is a 2001 graduate of Muhlenberg. Of course, longtime assistant here at Reading High with Rick Perez, who's now his assistant at Muhlenberg. Matt Flowers in 4 seasons in Lauraldale is 65-34, including his 13-4 so far in this season. And here's the starters for the Mules. Justin Armstrong, 5'8", sophomore, is at one guard spot. Shamar Killen, 6'2", and a senior, is at another guard spot. And it'll also be Eli Hemmings at 6'3", and a sophomore at one forward. Michael Miller, 6 foot, and a junior, is at the other forward spot. And why am I missing a starter, Rich? Because Jaden Cantor's coming off the bench tonight. And fifth starter will be Jeff Collado. There it is. Sorry, my bad. 6'2", junior. 6'2", junior forward Jeff Collado will be getting to start tonight because Jaden Cantor is coming off the bench again for the third straight game. Just a little bit of a shuffle for the Mules, try to take a little bit of pressure off the senior, who's averaging 12 a game. Killen averaging at 18.4. For the Reading Red Knights, also coached by one of their own, Francis Camaro is a former Red Knight, and he is now in his second season here after taking over for Rick Perez. He's 29-21. Jeremiah Camaro, his son, 5'9", sophomore, is their top scorer at 14.3 a game. Justin Castro, another very promising 10th grader for the Red Knights, averaging 13 a game, 6'2", and a sophomore, along with Wesley Rosario, the point guard, averaging 12-plus points per game. Rosario is 6 foot and a junior. Khalil Samuel, 6'2", and a senior, is at one forward spot, and the other is 6'8", junior Blake Adams. Now, if you're a Red Knight fan and you're saying, well, wait a minute, I don't remember that name before. Blake Adams is playing in his 4th game for the Red Knights. He transferred from Pottsville Nativity. He was ruled ineligible by a committee of District 3 and District 11 because of the transfer. Nativity would not sign off on the transfer. The Red Knights appealed it to the PIAA. The PIAA approved it. So Blake Adams is making his 4th appearance in a Red Knight uniform, and he makes a big impact, quite literally. Not so much because of what he's done so far. He had 8 points in their first game against Conrad Weiser. But again, at 6'8", he's going to give them more board strength. And one of the biggest things that Francis Camaro talked to us about, Rich, was that the Red Knights had to be better on the boards. No second chance opportunities for Muhlenberg. Well, when you got a 6'8" guy in there, that can make a big difference.
Yeah, the Red Knights have been rebounding the basketball better as of late, the last 3 or 4 games. But that's with the addition of Blake Adams. That gives them a lot of size, and it's something that Muhlenberg does not have. They have a lot of things. They're a very capable team, but they don't have a lot of size. And so Blake Adams could make a difference tonight, especially around the glass.
Time for our spotlight. That's brought to you by Bachman Roofing, Solar Remodeling. Whether your needs are residential or commercial, Bachman's makes the home improvement process easy. The Bachman family has proudly served the Berks County community for over 50 years. Tonight, we turn the spotlight on Muhlenberg senior Shamar Killen, 6'2" senior, averaging 18.4 points per game. Went for 28 in the first meeting between these two teams, and in 30 in a game on Saturday here at the Geigel, in the Geigel Classic against Scranton Prep. Loves somehow or another, something about Reading brings out the best in Shamar Killen. That night against Scranton Prep with 30 is the 8th time this season he's been over 20 in a game, including the 28 against the Red Knights. So our spotlight tonight is on Shamar Killen and whether the Red Knights can slow him down. Big reason why the Mules were able to put up 70 on the Red Knights the first meeting between these two teams.
We asked Francis Camaro, who's guarding Killen? He said, everybody.
That is true. That's exactly what he said. It's the Mules and the Red Knights. We're going to take a timeout, back with a tip-off after this. You're listening to High School Basketball, presented by Savage Auto Group, live on WEEU, the voice of Berks and beyond.
Hi, I'm Mike Kuhn with Kuhn Funeral Homes. Since 1937, our family has been committed to serving our community. We now have 3 active generations, as I have the honor of working with my father and son. With 5 convenient locations to serve our neighbors, Kuhn Funeral Homes continues to dedicate our family to your family. Thank you for believing in us, and we promise to always be there for you.
Sure Stay Plus by Best Western offers a welcoming, comfortable stay for the business or leisure traveler, providing clean and cozy rooms at a reasonable price. Conveniently located at the intersection of Route 12 and North 5th Street in Reading, Sure Stay Plus provides a fresh, hot breakfast buffet, all-day coffee, free fast Wi-Fi, HD TV, fridge and microwave, and much more. Plus, business travelers have access to services such as copying and a meeting space. Call 610-371-0500 to book your stay or visit bestwestern.com.
Are your garage doors noisy, squeaky, or moving unevenly? Do they snap, crackle, or pop? Having trouble opening and closing them? Don't be left sitting in the driveway. It's time for a tune-up from Overhead Door. Starting at just $99, we'll inspect, lube, and adjust your garage doors so they operate smoothly. Call today and ask for a tune-up special from Overhead Door, your hometown garage door company since 1965. Overhead Door, we're more than just doors. OverheadDoorReading.com.
They say dogs are man's best friend, so they deserve the very best. Houndstown in Reading is a full-service dog daycare and boarding facility with spacious rooms, quality grooming, and plenty of room for fun. While you're away, the dogs will play. Houndstown has all the enrichment your pet needs for their physical and social health. They offer a variety of spa services like baths, nail trimming, toothbrushing, and dematting. Give Fido the finest at Houndstown, 610-947-1441, or visit houndstownreading.com.
Welcome back to the Geico Complex. Tonight's basketball game brought to you in part by Cross Keys Insurance, an independent insurance agency that can help you find the right policy for auto, home, business, or life insurance needs. With offices in both Reading and Hamburg, Cross Keys Insurance will be the key to your security. Again, for the Mules, it's Justin Armstrong, Michael Miller, Shamar Killen, Eli Hemmings, and Jeff Collado. And for the Red Knights, Jeremiah Kamara, Justin DeCastro, Khalil Samuel, Wesley Rosardo, and Blake Adams. Our officiating crew for tonight's game, Justin Work, Tim Coleman, and Zach Hirsch. The Mules in the visiting yellow with the white trim. Don't like it. And the Red Knights in their home whites with the red and black trim as we're set to get underway here at the Geico. Again, the Mules 5-3 in a mix of everything in Division I. Right now, the Red Knights on the outside looking in, but trying to change that tonight. They are 3-4 in the division play.
Reminds me of our high school uniforms back in Hazleton, Pennsylvania, Bishop Havey, gold and white. Yeah, I don't like them either because it's very hard to pick
That's
up
the
numbers.
reason I don't like them. It's just because of the numbers are hard to see.
You just can't see them.
Red Knights control the tip. Wesley Rosario pulls up in transition for a three. Not there. Justin DeCastro has the rebound on a bounce, but he did so with his foot on the end line. So a turnover for the Red Knights as DeCastro gathers the basketball, but on the end line. Red Knights will counter with some full court pressure. They'll get it inbounds to Shamar Killen. The Mules quickly push it up ahead for Justin Armstrong. Guarded by Kamara, spins it around for Hemmings, and now to Collado and back to Killen. Good ball movement by the Mules from left side right to back to the right side. An outside shot by Hemmings, no good. Adams has the rebound. Rosario in the open floor. Great find underneath. And for two, it's Khalil Samuel. Wesley Rosario doing what he does best, finding people open. And there's nearly a steal. Ball tipped out of bounds. It's last touch by Killen. It will be Reading High basketball.
Yeah, there was some confusion on the call, but the ball looked like it was off Killen from our vantage point way up above the guy playing for.
So 40 seconds in, 2-0 Red Knights, and they've got the basketball. Again, Rosario finding Khalil Samuel for that bucket. Mules sitting in a 2-3 zone defense, it looks like. They find Kamara, the cutter, turnaround for the baseline. Jeremiah Kamara for two.
Yeah, nice feed inside to Kamara, turnaround from the right baseline.
So the Red Knights on top with Kamara's first bucket. As Rich said in our pregame show, Jeremiah out for the last two games after being ejected with two technical fouls prior to that. So he had to sit out 2 games. Back in there with a vengeance as he forces Armstrong to give it up for Kill and pulls up left elbow off the rim, not there. Blake Adams pulls down the rebound for the Red Knights. Up ahead for DeCastro in the open floor. Needs some help. Finds it in Rosario. Fakes the three. Pulls up for the floater off the rim. And good rebound by Eli Hemmings. He is tied up and fouled by the Red Knights. Both DeCastro and Adams were there. One of the two is going to get called for the Red Knights foul.
Looks like it's on Adams, Bob. That's his first, team first.
So the Red Knights will still be allowed to apply their full court pressure now with a 4-0 advantage. And Armstrong will take it across half court for the Mules. Right side is Killen. Right now, guarded by Samuel. Now a whistle and a
That's
foul
gonna be
away
on
from the
Adams.
basketball. That's two.
Yeah, that's two quick ones on Blake Adams, trying to block position with Jeffrey Collado.
So immediately the big man is going to have to come out now with two fouls. And with that, Xavier Beatty will check in. Beatty, the 6'3 senior. So they lose some size, but they gain some athleticism with Beatty, and he immediately slaps the inbounds pass away and forces a turnover. So Xavier Beatty immediately makes an impact. Rosario with an impact as well. Finds Beatty on the other end for two.
Rosario doing what he does best, and that's finding the open man. It looks like the Mules turned it over on the inbounds play. Yes, they did.
So 3 turnovers now for Muhlenberg early on. The Red Knights taking advantage of it. They lead 6-0, 6:20 left to go in the first. Everything Francis Kudamara could have hoped for his Red Knights to come out guns a-blazing. Here's Beatty, kick back for the cutter, and one more pass for DeCastro, that draws the foul. One extra pass from Samuel to DeCastro, and Justin DeCastro's headed to the free throw line.
Yeah, it's going to be on Jeffrey Collado, his first, team first. Nope, Miller. It's going to be on Miller. It looked like it was on Collado.
So DeCastro shooting 2. Justin become a very consistent scorer for the Red Knights. Did miss some time with an injury for Reading High.
He's really stepped up in the last 3 games, Bob. He's 59 points in the last 3 games. And Francis Camara said he's not only scoring better, he's doing everything better. Rebounding, passing, playing defense better.
Including a career-high 22 and a win over Conrad Weiser. He goes 1 out of 2 here. It's a 7-0 jump for the Red Knights. We have not quite played 2 minutes. Armstrong drives inside, and finally, the Mules are on the board on a kiss off the glass from Justin Armstrong.
Yeah, Justin Armstrong. We know, we've seen him since he's a freshman. Fearless penetrator, gets the bank to go, gets the Mules on the board.
5'8" sophomore averaging 6 points a game and puts Muhlenberg's deficit at 5. Rosario draws the double team pass, knocked away by Killen. Red Knights turn it over. Killen in the open floor for Miller, tried for the scoop pass. It's loose. Hemmings picks it up, and now the Mules need to reset in the hands of Killen. He will drive in the paint, fade away from the foul line, has the soft touch for 2.
Yeah, Killen is just so strong. He can outmuscle anybody to get anywhere on the floor.
Here's DeCastro. They're up and under from Kamara and from Samuel. No good, but Xavier Beatty's there to clean it up. 2 field goals for Beatty since checking in. 9-4 Red Knights. And Michael Miller counters with 2-3 on the other side. Quickly back to a 2-point game.
Mikey Miller's been playing much better lately for the Mules. A big part of their 5-game winning streak.
Predominantly on the floor because of his defense. That's his 13-3. Here's Rosario back the other way with an up and under for 2.
A little Euro step action there. Gets the roll. Keeps the Red Knights ahead by 4.
11-7 Reading, inside of 5 minutes left to go in the first. Armstrong fakes the pass, drives, floater, no. Tipped around, controlled by Xavier Beatty. Up ahead for Kamara. Kamara doesn't have numbers, sees Eli Hemmings, puts on the brakes, resets the offense. Smart move there by Jeremiah Kamara, and the Red Knights will now run their half-court set with Kamara handling the basketball at the top of the key. Drives to the foul line, needs some help, comes out and gets it to Rosario. Rosario with a bucket and a couple of assists so far in this first quarter. He's trapped, gives it up. Open jumper for DeCastro, it's 2. The Mules come with the trap, and the Red Knights find the open man. Here's Miller for another 3, and he buries it again. Wow. Now a timeout called by Matt Flowers after Michael Miller's second 3, keeping the Mules within striking distance. At 4:06 left to go in the first quarter, it's 13-10 Red Knights on top. But Michael Miller's 2 first-quarter threes keeping the Mules much closer.
Reading certainly has come out with a lot of energy here right from the get-go, and Wesley Rosario has been a central figure in it, especially at the offensive end. He's got 2 or 3 assists finding open men, and Xavier Beatty has given him a nice lift, giving the Red Knights a nice lift off the bench.
Yeah, Blake Adams picked up those 2 quick fouls, so they turn to Xavier Beatty, who's started and come off the bench over the course of this season, but coming off the bench tonight, immediately made an impact because he deflected the inbounds pass, which forced a Muhlenberg turnover, and then Rosario finds him on the other end of the floor, and then another offensive putback for Beatty. And now with the timeout on the floor comes Jaden Perez, 6'3 junior, coming off a career-high 15 last night against Governor Mifflin, all from beyond the arc. 5 threes in the night for Jaden Perez.
Also, Jaden Cantner checks in for the first time for the Mules.
Miller guarding Rosario. Rosario gives it up for Kamara, guarded by Armstrong. So 2 subs in that timeout for Muhlenberg. Red Knights with the same 5 on the floor. Actually, that's not true. Nelson Malave checks in. Here's Kamara, right wing 3. No. Rebounded by Kantner. Kantner to push it in the open floor. Gives it up for Killen instead. Bump and a foul. Beatty touched him, and I think that's going to be the foul. Xavier Beatty on the contact. His first, team's third. Mules windbound underneath. They trail by 3. They've got the basketball with 3:39 left to go in the first quarter. Inbounds for Perez. Back to the corner for Miller where he's hit 2 threes. Skip pass to the right wing for Armstrong. Swinging around. Miller will try it again. This time his 3 is short. Kamara has the rebound. Red Knights back the other way. Kamara tries to dribble between a double team. He's bumped and fouled. And this one is going to be on Armstrong, I believe, or is it Kantner on a reach-in?
Yeah, it is Kantner.
Jade Kantner's first is the Mules' second. Stops the break, at least in the meantime, with 3:24 left to go in the first and a 13-10 Reading High lead.
Matt Flowers has moved Kantner out of the starting lineup, kind of like to help him a little bit. He's been putting a lot of pressure on himself as he nears 1,000 career points. So Matt Flowers is hoping that coming off the bench can help him.
Kamara puts up the foul line jumper, tries to draw the whistle, doesn't get it. Kantner has it back the other way. Perez for a long 3 is well off. Killen with a rebound, blocked by Rosario. Scramble underneath, and a foul going to be called in that scramble against the Red Knights.
Killen is so strong around the basket. Not sure.
It's on Kamara. So that's his first, Red Knights' 4th. So from this point forward, any foul against Reading High will put Muhlenberg on the line to shoot 2. It's already going to put Killen on the free throw line to shoot 2 here. Mark Killen, 18.4.
Not sure.
It's on Kamara. So that's his first, Red Knights' 4th. So from this point forward, any foul against Reading High will put Muhlenberg on the line to shoot 2. It's already going to put Killen on the free throw line to shoot 2 here. Mark Killen, 18.4 points per game. Been in double figures in 15 of Muhlenberg's 17 games. And of those 15, 8 of those 15 times, he's been 20. Makes the first of 2 free throws here. That gives him 3 so far in this one. And the second is pure as well. Killen also a 78% free throw shooter in the season. He pulls the 18-12. Rosario back the other way from the top of the key. Feeds it inside for Beatty. Beatty kick out for the corner for Malave. Thought about the 3. Beatty gets it back, and he's going to try to drive inside. Up with the left hand. No. Rebounded by Perez. Outlet for Armstrong. One more pass up ahead for Miller. Blocked at the rim and a goaltend. Khalil Samuel got up and blocked it, but the bucket for Miller is going to count, and that's going to put Muhlenberg on top.
Great transition by the Mules, moving the basketball very quickly down the floor. Miller had the shot. It was goaltending against Reading.
So after a 7-0 lead for Reading High, the Mules take their first lead at 14-13, and they've got the basketball. The Red Knights have the basketball. Rosario driving himself. Rosario inside, not there, but he's fouled.
That's going to be on Miller.
So Wesley Rosario, he's generally a player who loves the pass first, looks to shoot second, had scoring on his mind in that trip, and he's going to go to the free throw line instead. Foul's going to be called on Michael Miller. That's his second. So that's some concern for the Mules. Probably their best on-the-ball defender is Michael Miller. He's also got 2 threes in this quarter. He just picked up his second personal foul. Rosario shooting 2. First is good. Cameron Jones will check into the game for the Red Knights. 6-foot freshman into the game. And Justin DeCastro back in for the Red Knights. Eli Hemmings back into the game for Muhlenberg. With Rosario at the free throw line, where he is an 80% free throw shooter on the season. He makes them both. 4 for Rosario. The Red Knights are back up on top with the 2 for 2. It's 15-14 Reading High. Kantner from the left wing. Off the screen from Perez. Gives it up instead for Armstrong to the corner for Hemmings. Right back up between the circles for Kantner. And another pass for Perez. Doesn't take the 3. Tries to drive. Stripped by Jones. Turnover for the Mules. In the open floor is Malave. Pulls up for the jumper. Buried it.
Reading turns the turnover into a basket at the other end with Lavi hitting the jumper.
2 minutes to go in the quarter. Here's Hemmings for three in the corner. That's no good. Rebounded by Beatty. Inside of 2 minutes to go, the Red Knights are up by 3. They've got the basketball. DeCastro, Beatty, Rosario, Jones, and Malave, the 5 on the floor for the Red Knights. Here's Beatty going baseline, kick out for Malave. He's going to spot up for 3. That's well off the mark. Tipped around, loose on the floor. Killen pulls it away for the Mules. Back in the open floor, Killen going to take it from one end to the other. Shoots, misses. Hemmings crashes the weak side for the rebound. That's no good. And then rebounded by Xavier Beatty. The Red Knights have it back. Up ahead, Jones for DeCastro. DeCastro inside. No, not there, but he's fouled. Justin DeCastro will shoot 2 as Jaden Perez gets whistled for the foul.
Muhlenberg unable to finish around the basket. Had a couple opportunities the last couple of possessions. Just could not convert on follow shots.
So DeCastro went 1 for 2 earlier in the quarter. Now back at the free throw line to shoot 2 more. Been in double figures 10 times his sophomore season. Was not part of the JV team last year as a 10th grader. They thought about putting him on the JV team, but he had just come from the Dominican Republic. They weren't sure that he was ready, and it was kind of a late addition, so they decided it was better off to leave him on the 9th grade team, and he just kind of moved right on up. And he has a ton of potential. But Francis Kumar talking to us before the game, talking more about the fact that he's learning to do the other things because all he's ever been expected to do is score.
Yeah, he's turning into an all-around player, not just a scorer, even though the last 3 games he's scored almost 20 points a game.
And he's got 5 in this one. There's a breakdown defensively. Kantner head of the pack drives, and DeCastro has to foul him. That's a pretty good foul by DeCastro because otherwise it's a layup for Kantner. He'll make him earn it at the free throw line instead. It's the first on DeCastro, and Jaden Kantner shooting 2.
That's a quick transition for the Mules. Got Kantner, who has terrific speed, terrific soccer player as well. Got down the court in a hurry.
Trying to end a Red Knight 6-0 run if he can make 1 of 2 here. Looking for his first point of the night, and it's good. Kantner's an excellent free throw shooter at 78%. Closing in on 1,000 points. Rich talked about that. Matt Flowers said he's just trying to be perfect, and none of us are. And that's what he felt like. He's just putting too much pressure on himself between the 1,000 points and trying to do all the things that he thinks he's got to do a little bit better. Kantner makes them both here. So coming off the bench, hoping that gives him a little bit of an extra spark, and so far it's worked. And he's 2 for 2, pulls the Mules back to within 3 at 19-16. Rosario, open floor between 2 defenders. It's kicked out of bounds by Killen. It'll stay Red Knight basketball with 1:14 to go in the quarter.
No matter how long this Muhlenberg season goes, Jaden Kantner is going to be a big part of it. So that's why Matt Flowers is trying to get him mentally right going down into the stretch of the regular season.
Rosario, inbounds pass goes all into the backcourt to Malave. Malave, Jones, Rosario, Beatty, and DeCastro. 5 out there for the Red Knights right now. DeCastro trying to get by Killen. They dump it back instead for Rosario. One more pass for Beatty, and there's another layup.
Yeah, Rosario is going to find the open man. If you leave somebody alone, Rosario will find him.
Xavier Beatty was 6 in this first quarter. The Red Knight lead is 5 inside of a minute to go. In quarter number 1, 21-16 Reading. Killen trying to post up against Rosario. Kicks it out for Perez. His 3 is not there. Tipped around. Cameron Jones and Reading High have it back with 40 seconds left to go in the quarter. Well, the Red Knights pull this out now and work for 1 shot. Maybe not. Good look inside for Beatty again, but this time too strong off the glass. Armstrong comes down with it. Malave stole it back, but fouled him in the process. That's going to put them on the line. The Red Knights are over the limit. Malave called for the foul, his first, but again, Reading High has already over the 5-foul limit. So Justin Armstrong will shoot 2 for Muhlenberg in the double bonus. 27.4 still left to go in quarter number 1.
Bob, the last time these two teams played, Reading had a 28-18 lead after the first quarter. Muhlenberg outscored Reading 52-30 over the final 3 quarters. So we'll see if that's if Reading can keep that from happening again.
And going back to that game, Rich, we talked about it so much that night. That was the game in which Wesley Rosario picked up a second foul. Francis Kamara felt like he was in a position to take him out, and the Mules just the Red Knights just kind of fell apart without Rosario on the floor. Armstrong 2 for 2 at the free throw line.
The Mules made a really nice run in the last two and a half minutes of the first half. Got back in it, made it a really tight game at the half, and then just blew the doors off the Red Knights in the second half.
Reading got sloppy with the basketball in the second half, and Muhlenberg ends up winning at 70-58. Red Knights lead at 21-18, closing seconds of the first quarter. Reading going to hold for one, with now inside of 10 seconds to go in period number one. Rosario, long way from the basket with 5. Look for the screen and roll. They double team him. Off balance shot. Good if it goes from Rosario. It does not. But the Red Knights, through the first 8 minutes, have the lead after one at the Geigel. Reading 21, Muhlenberg 18. We'll take a timeout. Back with more high school basketball presented by Savage Auto Group, live on WEEU in Reading.
Ahoy! Adelphia Seafood is your neighborhood market for the freshest seafood around, with locations in West Lawn, Fairgrounds Market, and Pottsville. They offer a range of delicious options from crab cakes, clams, fresh organic salmon, and succulent shrimp, as well as convenient take-home dinners and more. For more information or to place an order, visit adelphiaseafood.com or just call one of their stores. Enjoy top-quality seafood and exceptional service right in your community at Adelphia Seafood.
This season, stick with everyone's favorite snack, Diefenbach's potato chips. Legend has it, Mark Diefenbach loved kettle-cooked chips so much, he turned his kitchen in Berks County into the ultimate snack factory. Now, 60 years later, we're still crafting our chips with the same passion and the finest ingredients, right where it all began. Diefenbach's potato chips, available in all your favorite flavors when you need that PA-crafted crunch.
Welcome back to the Geigel Complex alongside Rich Garcella. My name is Bob McCool. We get set to start quarter number 2 as the Reading High Red Knights with the lead on the Muhlenberg Muhls at 21-18. And as we start the second quarter, Blake Adams, who started the game for the Red Knights, a 6'8 junior, back on the floor after picking up 2 early fouls. They replaced him with Xavier Beatty, and it was a great move because Xavier Beatty was the leading scorer for the Red Knights and for everybody, or for the Red Knights in the first half with 6. Michael Miller had 8 for the Mules to lead the way for Muhlenberg.
Yeah, Beatty made a couple of nice defensive plays as well. I'm going to guess that Adams is only, they're in a zone, so I'm going to guess that he's only in for a few minutes.
Mules work it inside of the baseline to Collado, who puts up the shot over Adams. No good. Adams pulls down the rebound. Rosario on the open floor dumps it to Adams on the baseline, kicks it out for a 3 off the mark from Kenyon Sheriff out on the floor for the second quarter for Reading High. Jaden Cantner back the other way from Muhlenberg. It's Hemmings, Collado, Cantner, Killen, and Armstrong from Muhlenberg. Cantner, corner 3, no. Rebounded by Adams. Up ahead again for Rosario. This time he'll wait for the Red Knights to settle in. Adams set screen and roll to Blake Adams to the rim. No, missed it with the left hand. Rebounded by Hemmings, and back comes Muhlenberg. Killen going to spot up for a 3 from the left side and buried it. Shamar Killen with his first 3 of the night, his 15th of the season, and we are tied at 21.
You know, you could see Adams has some skill. He just couldn't get the finish on the last time. He's got the ball now, too.
And he draws a double team, but travels with it, trying to work his way up against Collado. So the Red Knights will turn it over, just the 3rd Reading turnover. But the Mules will get it back with a chance to take the lead now.
Technical foul. And that's on Adams.
Yeah, no, it's
Collado?
on Collado and Adams are jawing with each other. The question is it on both or one? It's on Collado for sure. If it's on
Collado.
Adams, it's his 3rd.
It's on Collado.
They were jawing with each other afterwards. Collado was doing a little barking after Adams got called for the traveling violation. So this is going to not only give 2 shots for Reading High, but it's also going to give them the ball back.
It's Rosario at the line.
So it's what we talk about with this matchup, and the
Controlling
coaches talk about it all
composure.
the time. Yep. And Rosario makes the first of 2 shots. So Muhlenberg had the ball and a chance to go on top. Instead, the Red Knights are back up on top, and they're going to get the ball after the technical foul. So Rosario makes them both, and now the Red Knights will get the ball. Jeremiah Kamara back into the game for Reading High.
Just not a very smart decision by Jeffrey Collado there, especially, as you said, Bob. Muhlenberg had a chance to take the lead and now has a chance to fall behind by 4 or 5.
Kenyon Sheriff, Jeremiah Kamara, Wesley Rosario, Blake Adams, and Khalil Samuel, the 5 on the floor for the Red Knights. Rosario, a little behind the back pass. It's loose on the floor. Adams picks it up, needs some help, gets it to Sheriff in the corner. The Red Knights will reset to Adams along the baseline, juggle the basketball, drives inside, misses. Ball loose on the floor. Cantner picks it up. Outlet pass up ahead to the leaking Preston Armstrong, who lays it in.
Yeah, they tried to draw a charge. Collado didn't get the call, but I think it altered Adams' shot, and then Muhlenberg grabbed the rebound and kicked into transition, and Armstrong with the basket with the layup.
Tied at 23, 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. Kamara forces a shot, blocked up ahead. The outlet pass is stolen back by Kenyon Sheriff. Here in the open floor, this shot blocked the other way by Samuel, and in a scramble for the basketball, we're going to go to the jump ball. So it's getting ragged at the Geigel right now with turnovers both ways, and the possession arrow is going to keep it Reading High basketball, I believe.
Yeah, Jeremiah Kamara complaining to the officials, not a good idea after a couple games, though. We got ejected with 2 technical fouls.
Sheriff gives it to Rosario after the Red Knights inbound and back to Kamara. 5:45 left to go in the half. We're tied at 23. Reading and Muhlenberg tonight here on WEEU. Second of 3 games this week for us on our schedule. Here's a skip pass right side to Rosario. A long 3. Got it, Wesley Rosario.
That was a 25-footer at least by Rosario. Wide open.
9 now for Rosario. The Red Knights on top by that 3. 26-23. Other side is Hemmings for a corner 3. No. Adams with pulls down the rebound. So Adams has not yet scored, but he has grabbed a bunch of rebounds for the Red Knights, especially on the defensive end. And Reading High with a chance to add on to a 3-point lead. Again, they trap Rosario. He finds a man. Good ball moving inside to Adams. Misses it. Tips back his own miss. That's no good. And then a foul over the back in frustration on Adams, his 3rd.
Yeah, that's a tough play, but it's the right call. It was his foul, but he couldn't get one of those shots to fall. Great look inside. Great ball movement by the Red Knights.
Just very, very frustrated as Blake Adams. He's had a bunch of looks inside. But again, he is playing just his 4th game of the season. He's been practicing all along, but it's obviously a significant difference being out on the floor.
Well, it's a big difference in physicality than what he's used to and what he's accustomed to in the Schuylkill League the last couple of years. This is a much more physical game down here.
So the drive here by Cantner, up and off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Rosario, and he wants to go. Rosario, great pass along the baseline again. This one for Samuel and 2 more.
If there's a man open, Wesley Rosario will find him.
So good. Passing the basketball. Here's Armstrong, a step back right elbow jumper. No. Tipped, grabbed up by the Red Knights on the run out. Kick back for Kamara and 3. No. But right there to put it back is Reading High and DeCastro. Count the bucket and a foul, and then a technical foul on DeCastro after the bucket was good. So here's what's going to happen. DeCastro's going to get a foul shot after the bucket, and then because he started to talk right in front of the official, he just got teed up as well.
Yeah.
So the Mules then will get 2 foul shots, and they'll get the ball back.
DeCastro will shoot a foul for the
Correct.
3-point play, and then the Mules will get 2 free throws and the basketball.
So 7 points now for DeCastro, and then the free throw, and Francis Kamara brings his team over, and he is laying into him right now.
Yeah, it's composure, composure, composure. Both coaches talked about it. Francis Kamara used the word composure. Matt Flowers used the word maturity. And right now we're not seeing much of either from either team.
Yeah, and it's all just jaw. That's all it is.
It is.
They're getting in each other's face after they make a play. And again, you got 3 guys out there who are going to try to make sure they can control this, and they're absolutely making the right call, and it's an easy call. As now Cantner will shoot the 2 technical foul shots. And Cantner, as I said, an excellent free throw shooter at 78%, makes the first, gets another, and then the Mules will get the ball at half court because of the technical foul. They were going to get the ball anyhow after the bucket by DeCastro. Cantner ends up making them both. So when it's all shakes out, it's a 6-point Reading High lead at 31-25, but the Mules get the basketball at half court. 4:18 still have to go in the first half.
Yeah, we saw Reading's lack of composure hurt them in the first meeting, especially in the second half. Let's see which team can regain its composure here 1.5 quarters into this thing.
Armstrong gives it up for Cantner. Kamara tries to flop. The ball's loose on the floor. Cantner picks it back up, And then we're going to get a reach-in foul called on the play. This one's going to be on Kamara, I believe, and if so, that's going to be a second.
It is, and that's going to be the team third with 4 minutes left in the second quarter.
So Blake Adams already on the Red Knight bench with 3. Jeremiah Kamara just picked up his second. And we are at the halfway mark of the second quarter.
Francis Kamara trying to talk to his son. His body language is not good right now, and he's trying to talk to him and basically told him, you fouled.
Yep. You reached in, you fouled, can't do it, got to take you out. So he comes out, Kenyon Sheriff out. In the meantime, Jaden Cantner's back at the free throw line where he's making a living. He is now 5 for 5 at the free throw line, and the Mules are 9 for 9 at the stripe. With another one coming for Cantner. Jaden Perez back into the game for Muhlenberg at the stoppage, as is Shamar Killen. Michael Miller with 2 fouls also back in for Muhlenberg. Cantner makes them both. Now a 4-point game, 31-27. Reading High now with the basketball in the hands of Wesley Rosario, their junior point guard.
Last time Beatty was in the game and Jaden Perez was on him, he tried to be aggressive offensively against Perez. Let's see if he does it this time.
DeCastro gives it up for Malave for 3. Not there. Off the rim a couple times. Samuel cleans it up, and a putback for Khalil Samuel. Huge offensive putback by Khalil Samuel. Red Knights are back up by 6. 3:30 left in the first half. Armstrong, Cantner, Miller, Perez, and Killen, the 5 out there for Muhlenberg. Miller in the corner gives it up instead for Armstrong. Swings it from left side to right for Cantner. Bounce pass in the paint to Miller. Turnaround jumper, Michael Miller, no. Rebounded by Rosario. Up ahead for Samuel. Samuel sees an opening, drives, and rolls it in with the left hand with a tough shot.
Samuel has given the Red Knights a big lift, 8 points so far.
And the lead is 8. Here's Armstrong quickly back the other way. Drops it in on the paint for 2 and makes it back to a 6-point game, 35-29.
Bob, I think Muhlenberg, when they get into their half court, they've got to get Shamar Killen more touches. He was fighting for the ball a couple possessions ago.
Malave drives inside, dumps it off for DeCastro, and 2 more in the paint for the Red Knights. Red Knights doing a great job of finding people down low in this first half. Killen off-balance shot, count it, and he's fouled. Killen did the little NBA shiver in midair to draw the foul. He got the bucket and the whistle to try to make this a 3-point play.
I think he was getting a little anxious, not getting touches, and that time he got the ball, and he was not going to be denied.
5 now in the quarter, 9 in the game for Killen with a chance to get the double figures at the free throw line. Foul called on Khalil Samuel, his first, Red Knights' 4th of the quarter. Samuel, his free throw is no good. Rebounded by Rosario in the open floor. Rosario, Euro step, count the bucket, and a foul. Wesley Rosario went right by Jaden Perez, who tried to grab him, prevent the bucket, but he got both.
Wesley Rosario is fired up. He is fired up because he knows getting that second foul the last time these two teams met, having to watch. He was pacing on the sideline those last 2.5, 3 minutes of the first half back in December. He's raring to go.
The other thing he knows, Rich, is because he was a big piece of the drive last year. It got him all the way to the state semifinals. He also knows that postseason basketball is on the horizon or not.
It's on the line. It's on the line right here tonight.
Completes the 3-point play. Red Knights have their largest lead now at 40-31.
Armstrong from the corner.
And buries it. Justin Armstrong with another big bucket for the Mules to keep them in it.
He's having a terrific first half.
11 now for Armstrong with that 3. Makes it a 6-point game at 40-34. 2 minutes left to go in the first half. Rosario drives, draws a double team pass too high. I don't know if Samuel thought somebody was behind him or not. He didn't really go full extension on it, and it's a turnover for Reading High.
You know, Bob, for two teams that pride themselves on defense, there hasn't been a lot of defense here tonight. 40-34 Reading with about a minute 50 left in the half.
Looking inside for Killen, blocked out of bounds by Rosario. It'll stay Muhlenberg basketball.
There was defense there. Terrific block by Wesley.
Red Knights giving up 62 a game. The Mules giving up 60 a game. Eli Hemmings, the inbounder for Cantner. Trying to avoid the trap in the corner. Gives it out for Killen, who swings it around for Hemmings, and back in the other opposite corner for Armstrong. And Armstrong, the sophomore guard, will reset with 1:30 left to go in the first half. Kicks it for Miller and into the corner. Cantner, catch and shoot three. Yes, Jaden Cantner from the corner for three. His first field goal of the night. And he pulls the Mules to within three at 40-37, 1:15 left to go in half number one. Malave, guarded by Armstrong, kicks it to the corner for Beatty. Xavier drives and then kicks it for Samuel on the right side. Samuel drives between two defenders, no good, and an offensive foul going to be called on Khalil Samuel. That'll be his second, team's fifth, but it's a player control foul, so they will not shoot on the other end, but the Mules will get the basketball.
Kamara back in the game for Malave. Kamara has 2 fouls. Samuel, 2 fouls. DeCastro, 2 fouls for the Red Knights.
And Adams, 3 fouls. DeCastro
Correct.
and Adams both on the bench right now. Mules working inside to Michael Miller. Can't get by Xavier Beatty. He skips past the opposite side. Killen threw it away. Trying to get it to Hemmings. He threw it behind him. Turnover for the Mules. Rosario back the other way. Drives. Puts it up off the glass. No. Samuel gathers up the rebound for the Red Knights and another look for Reading High. Out to Cam Jones out near half court. Rosario says, hold on, and they travel with it.
Absolutely did.
Rosario was trying to catch the ball and call out something to his teammates as well, and in the process, travel with it. So their turnover column, which was pretty quiet, starting to pick up pace here in the second quarter.
Let's see what Matt Flowers wants. If the Mules want to hold it for 1, down 3, looks like the Reading spread out, and it looks like a zone or just
might be just trying to protect against the fouls.
Yeah.
15 seconds to go in the half. Mules down by 3, have the basketball. Cantner and Armstrong playing catch.
Look for Killen here.
Cantner, long 3 to tie it well short. Rebound right back to him in a bounce. Drives in, wrap around for Killen and 2.
Great pass, great reaction by Jaden Cantner to find Killen.
Rebounds his own miss, drives inside, wraps around the defender for Shamar Killen, who lays it off the glass. And we are at the break. 2 quarters in the books from the guy going a 1-point game as the two teams head to the locker room. The score, Reading 40, Muhlenberg 39. We'll take a timeout back with our halftime show right after this on WEEU, the voice of Berks and beyond.
Elite Fuel Services has been one of Berks County's best-kept secrets for more than 20 years. They're a full-service heating and cooling company. Not only do they deliver heating oil, propane, diesel fuel, and gasoline, Elite also has a full HVAC team that is ready to tackle any of your heating or cooling needs. Just a quick Google search away, Elite Fuel Service. Read the reviews and give them a call. You'll feel part of the Elite Fuel family, giving you the peace of mind you deserve.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
Judd Firestone Plumbing is your trusted local expert for all your plumbing needs. With over 125 years of combined experience, our team has seen it all, ensuring top quality service and expert solutions every time. From leaky faucets to the kitchen or bathroom of your dreams, we handle it all with professionalism and care. Call today at 610-678-9080. Judd Firestone Plumbing, where experience and reliability come together for your peace of mind.
Looking for a game-winning play for your next tailgate or get-together? Score big this season with trays from Chick-fil-A. Delicious chicken nuggets and chicken strips, fruits and garden salads, chocolate chunk cookies, and their delicious mac and cheese. Make a play with Chick-fil-A and you'll be a winner every time. Visit Chick-fil-A at Broadcasting Square, 5th Street Highway, and Exeter Commons. Chick-fil-A voted America's favorite fast food restaurant.
Tonight's halftime show is brought to you by Lincoln Plumbing and Heating. When you need a plumber, get a good one. Locally owned and operated for over 50 years, Lincoln Plumbing has the experience to offer from a leaky faucet to a whole bathroom remodel. Call 610-376-0863 for Lincoln Plumbing and Heating, as honest as their name. Alongside Rich Garcella, my name is Bob McCool. Pretty much what we expected and advertised, with Reading High and Muhlenberg going after one another in this intense rivalry between these two schools. The Red Knights got out to a blazing start, jumped out on top 7-0, but the Mules came right back and eventually took the lead at 14-13. The Red Knights took it right back, led it 21-18 after a quarter. We were tied a couple of different times in quarter number 2, and then the Red Knights began to reestablish a lead again, ultimately pushing it out to an 8-point advantage. But here we are at the break in a 1-point game, 40-39.
I think
Reading
it was
High.
40-31. I'm pretty sure it was.
You're right.
And
It was a
Muhlenberg,
9-point advantage.
Muhlenberg scored the last 8 points of the half. The same thing happened at Laureldale back in December. Reading jumped out to a big lead, had a couple of big leads, and Muhlenberg cut it to 37-34 at the half, built some momentum going into the locker room, and that's what we have here in the last 2 minutes of this half. Muhlenberg building some momentum. Really great. That last possession, Jaden Kantner had the open three, had the presence of mind to follow his own miss, grab the rebound, penetrated, and found Shamar Killen for the layup before the buzzer.
Yeah, lots of things to break down in this first half segment, and that is essentially that there were some excellent plays made tonight. Rich just alluded to one of them, and then some sloppy play that is usually a part of the mix of all of this. The turnovers really aren't that bad for as intensive a game as it is, and as hard as these two teams play. In the end, Muhlenberg 6 turnovers in the first half, Reading High 5 turnovers. That really isn't a big piece of the puzzle, but a couple of things for the Mules in terms of where the points came from, I think is important. First and foremost, only 4 Mules scored in the first half, but almost all of them have done their job. Shamar Killen doing what Shamar Killen does with 11. Jaden Kantner, big piece of the puzzle, thanks in large part to the free throws, where he is 6 for 6, but he's got 9 in addition to that big assist. Michael Miller early on was an offensive story with 8 points all in the first quarter, including a couple threes. And then the other one that you might not be thinking about is the sophomore Justin Armstrong, who has been huge for the Mules tonight.
Yeah, he's got 11 points. He had 7 in that second quarter, and is really, been a very aggressive offensive player tonight, looking for his shot, shooting 4 for 6 overall, 2 for 2 from the line. So Armstrong's giving them a big lift, but Kantner is a guy like, Matt Flowers told us before the game. He took him out of the starting lineup basically to give him a mental break. He was putting too much pressure on himself. He looks like he's playing free and easy tonight, coming off the bench here at the Geigel.
And then the Red Knights are in a position right now with double digits from Justin DeCastro, which is becoming a little bit more of a norm than you might know from the sophomore. You probably don't know the name because he wasn't a part of the Red Knights JV or varsity team last year. Again, just a 10th grader, but he played the 9th grade team last year. But he is a factor for the Red Knights, averaging at 13 points per game. He missed a couple of games with a groin injury, but he is back in there and in the mix of things. But the guy who's controlled everything for Reading High did it last year. He's doing it again this year as a junior, and that's the point guard, Wesley Rosario. He's got 12 points, but it's not just the points that make Wesley Rosario special.
And he's got 4 or 5 assists at least. If there is an open man, if you're open, he'll find you. There's no doubt about that. And you can see, you talk about urgency. He is playing with a great sense of urgency tonight, knowing that Reading's postseason is on the line here tonight. They can't afford to lose this game if they want to make the county playoffs, stay alive for the county playoffs, and stay alive in District 3 Class 6A.
40-39, Reading High on top of Muhlenberg. We invite you to stick around. Coming up after our coverage is complete for the scoreboard show. Part of that scoreboard show tonight will be Reading High girls basketball player Yamilex Rodriguez, who's having an excellent season for Rashida Super. Red Knights girls team very much a part of the Division I mix in the Berks Girls Conference. And speaking of which, we'll have one for you tomorrow night. We'll be at Lloyd Wolf Gymnasium with the Governor Mifflin Mustangs and the Berks Catholic Saints battling one another in the girls Division I. We'll have that one for you tomorrow night. That one is right now scheduled to be at 7 o'clock. We've got confirmation that they're not planning on moving that game up like they did to us on Tuesday, and they did here on Thursday. But we're able to get the games to you, and that's what matters most. 40-39, Reading leads Muhlenberg. Back with more of our Lincoln Plumbing Heating halftime show after this on WEEU in Reading.
If you are buying or selling a home, contact RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. With over 20 years of experience and a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame, Phil does it all. from residential to commercial real estate sales. And with his large catalog of repeat and referral customers, you know you can depend on Phil Macaronis, no matter where you're looking for your next home. Call 610-670-2770 or call Phil directly anytime at 610-858-4555.
This is XYZ Insurance. How can I help?
I have a question about my home policy.
Okay, question about phone policy.
Home policy.
Okay, gnome policy.
HOME, home.
Technology is great, but sometimes it's better to talk with a real person. With Erie Insurance, you have a caring, independent agent who's with you from beginning to end. Your Erie agent is Cross Keys Insurance. Get a quote today at crosskeysins.com. Go to erieinsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
Since 1970, Redner's Markets has grown thanks to the Berks County community. Your continued commitment is rewarded by becoming a part of their Redner's Rewards program. Shopping at the markets earns you big savings with grocery deals, special offers, and surprise savings from your favorite employee-owned shopping center. Rewards members save at the pump, too, with discounts on fuel prices at Redner's Quick Shops and many more select locations. Shop, earn, and save with the Redner's Rewards program. Sign up at the store or online at rednersmarkets.com.
Elite Fuel Services has been one of Berks County's best-kept secrets for more than 20 years. They're a full-service heating and cooling company. Not only do they deliver heating oil, propane, diesel fuel, and gasoline, Elite also has a full HVAC team that is ready to tackle any of your heating or cooling needs. Just a quick Google search away. Elite Fuel Service. Read the reviews and give them a call. You'll feel part of the Elite Fuel family, giving you the peace of mind you deserve.
Our Lincoln Plumbing Heat halftime show continues. Again, just to run down the scoring, Justin Armstrong, Shamar Killen with 11 each for the Mules, 9 for Jaden Kander, 8 for Michael Miller. For the Red Knights, 12 for Wesley Rosario, 10 for Justin DeCastro, 8 for Khalil Samuel, 6 for Xavier Beatty, 2 for Nelson Malave, and only 2 for Jeremiah Kamara. Blake Adams, the 6'8 junior who played and started for the Red Knights, got very frustrated with some fouls early, got him back in there, got some opportunities in the offensive end, and just couldn't finish, and then out of frustration committed a third foul. And he was not the only one who was a little bit frustrated by his offense. Jeremiah Kamara would also be in that school.
Yeah, I'm going to say this. You know, we talked off the air about the players to watch here in the second half. For Muhlenberg, it's going to be Eli Hemmings. Eli Hemmings is 0 for 4 from the field, hasn't scored. He's averaging over 10 points a game. He's somebody to watch offensively. For Reading, I was going to go with Blake Adams. I'm going to go with Jeremiah Kamara. That's Reading's leading scorer is averaging over 14 points a game. He is just 1 for 5 from the field. Also picked up 2 fouls. He only had 2 points in the first half. Let's watch those two guys. Kamara for Reading, Hemmings for Muhlenberg. Let's see if they get off the schneid and get their offense going here in the second half.
Pretty good free throw shooting contest going on in this one. I got 10 for 11 for Muhlenberg and 9 for 10 for Reading High. That's some pretty good shooting at the foul line. Muhlenberg's been excellent all season long at 73%. Red Knights are pretty good too at 69%, but they've been above and beyond that. And, of course, a couple of those free throws were some technical fouls because we had some of that in the first half as well. Mules will get the basketball as we get set to start the second half, presented to you in part by Cross Keys Insurance, an independent insurance agency can help you find the right policy for auto, home, business, or life insurance needs. With offices in both Reading and Hamburg, Cross Keys Insurance will be the key to your security. Jamar Killen gives it the high post to Jeffrey Collado.
Looks like the same starting lineups for both teams.
It is indeed, including Blake Adams with those 3 fouls for the Red Knights in the middle of that defense. Killen from the right corner gives it out high for Armstrong. Top of the key 3. No. Rebounded by Justin DeCastro. Gives it back for Rosario. Along with Adams, Khalil Samuel, and Jeremiah Kamara. As Rich said, the same way that Francis Kamara started tonight, that's the way he starts here in period number 3. Red Knights on top, 40-39, their first possession of the second half.
Muhlenberg in a man-to-man defense. They used a little bit of zone in the first half, but primarily man-to-man pressure.
Hemmings, Armstrong, Miller, Killen, and Jeffrey Collado, the 5 on the floor for the Mules. Rosario from the top to the corner for Kamara. Fakes the 3, trying to get by Michael Miller. Forces his way inside. Count the bucket and a foul. Jeremiah Kamara on cue.
Yeah, you know he was going to be aggressive going to the basket. That was an awkward shot, off-balance shot, but he got the roll and he drew the foul on Michael Miller.
And that's going to be the 3rd on Miller. And one of the reasons why he didn't score much in the second quarter because he saddled on the bench with 2 personal fouls. So he picks up an early 3rd here in the 3rd. And now a chance for a three-point play for number 3 to complete all those threes, Jeremiah Kamara, and he does. 5 for Kamara, and the Red Knight lead is 4, 43-39. Opening minute of the third period. Armstrong hounded by Kamara. Gets it eventually across half court, gives it up for Eli Hemmings. A long way from the basket, going to pull up for 3. It's a line drive that spins out. Long rebound out for Rosario. Up ahead for DeCastro. Up and home, Justin DeCastro.
Yeah, Reading beat the Mules down the floor that time to Castro with the layup.
And that'll be another assist for Wesley Rosario. Now a bump and a foul on the other end.
It's on
committed by the Red Knights.
It's on Kamara, his third. It was inexcusable, 30 feet away from the basket. No chance of Armstrong dribbling by him, and he's coming out of the game. His father's taking him out with 3 fouls with 6:55 left in the third quarter.
Nelson Malave will check in. So just as maybe Jeremiah Kamara heats up a little bit, he's going to have to cool down as he goes to the bench. Inbounds from Miller. Miller from the right corner out between the circles for Justin Armstrong. Armstrong again with 11 first-half points. Mules looking for their first points of the second half. Armstrong pulls up, sees Blake Adams, he thinks better of it, gives it up for Hemmings, who drives, gets bumped and fouled. Another Reading High foul. This one, I believe, is going to be on DeCastro.
Let's see who it's.
No, I believe it's on Malave on the reach-in. Yep. Malave commits his second. Red Knights second. Mules again will inbound. Hemmings, they swing it around from right side to left now to Miller, who had 2 big threes in the first quarter. Pulls up for 2 here, rolls it off the rim. No. Hemmings put the tip back up. No good. On the deflection, it's Rosario on a 3-on-1. Great fast feed, and it's Samuel to finish.
Yeah, Rosario's going to find you again, especially in the open court.
Muhlenberg quickly back the other way. Kill into the bucket, a bump and a foul. Rosario tried to draw the charge. Will get called for the block instead. Yep. Red Knight lead is 8 right now, and Shamar Killen gets fouled on the other end. He's a little bit slow to get back up.
That's Rosario's first, team third. Fouls are piling up for the Red Knights, but that's just the first for Rosario, which, as Bob said, tried to draw the charge.
It was not a shooting foul, so the Mules will inbound underneath. 47-39. The Red Knights have scored the first 7 points of the third quarter. Killen with a long 3, buries it, and the Mules are finally on the board here in the third quarter. 47-42, 14 for Killen. So Reading scored the first 7 points of the first half, the first 7 points of the second half as well. And the Mules trying to climb back in it, down by 5, 5:50 to go. Rosario, right side, dumps it for DeCastro, lost it. Rosario picks it back up, puts it up, scores it, and gets fouled.
Killen's asking, he doesn't know what happened, but he got called with a foul. Rosario has a chance at a 3-point play.
Switched it to his left hand just before he released it. Rosario kissed it off the glass, and now a chance for the 3-point play, and the foul is on Killen, just his first.
The Mules had a couple opportunities to come up with a loose basketball. Rosario somehow got it in the lane, puts up again an off-balance shot, draws the foul on Killen, and now finishes the 3-point play.
Rosario had 14 in the first meeting between these two. He just scored his 15th here. And with the 3-point play, the Red Knights are back up by 8, 50-42 Reading, 5:35 left in the third. Armstrong again sees Blake Adams, says, I don't think so. Now pulls back for the foul line jumper and buried it.
But that kid has no fear. No fear
he
whatsoever.
Thinks he's 6'8".
Reading again beating Muhlenberg down the floor.
DeCastro off balance, no. Deflected around. Red Knights will end up grabbing it. In the hands of Malave, Rosario says, I got this.
That's got to be driving Matt Flowers crazy. Reading has beaten Muhlenberg down the floor quite a few times here tonight.
50-44, Red Knights on top. 5 minutes left to go in the third. Corner, Malave almost lost it out of bounds. Gives it back for Rosario. Rosario directing traffic. Brings DeCastro out for the screen, goes around the screen, drives inside, draws more contact, and will shoot 2 more.
Rosario has taken the Red Knights, put him on his shoulders here in the third quarter.
Again, the consummate point guard, Rich said it before, he's always looking to make that pass, but tonight also on times keeping it himself, and he's going to go back to the free throw line for the 5th time tonight.
Especially with Kamara on the bench with foul trouble, he's taken the offense, put it on his shoulders, whether it's penetrating or scoring.
Now 7 for 7 at the foul line with another coming. 16 now for Rosario. His career high was 21 against Daniel Boone, and he is on pace to go well above that. Matt Flowers arguing with the officials as he's trying to bring a couple substitutions in. Jaden Kantner, Jaden Perez will both check in now for the Mules. Killen and Collado out.
I think Matt was complaining about the foul call, and the official indicated to him that there was a hold on the play.
Foul, by the way, was on Jeff Collado, his second as he comes out. Rosario's second free throw is also good. And it's now an 8-point lead again for the Knights. 52-44, Reading High on top, 4:45 left to go in the third.
I was going to say, Killen came out, but he's already at the scores table to go back in. That was for about a 30-second break.
Kantner off the screen up high. Kicks it back instead for Perez. Fakes the three. Gets Adams up in the air. Drives and scores on the scoop.
That's the first points of the night for Jaden Perez, who had a big night last night against Governor Mifflin.
And he becomes the fifth Mule to score. As we said at the break, only 4 scorers for Muhlenberg in the first half. Perez becomes the fifth, and substitutions both ways as Killen comes back in. It's Killen, Michael Miller, Jaden Perez, Justin Armstrong, and Jaden Kantner for the Mules. Red Knights will inbound. Rosario, Malave, Sheriff into the game, and they almost turn it over. Killen and Sheriff going for it. Who touched it last? Is there a foul?
It's going to be a foul on Sheriff, I believe.
Sheriff?
Because Killen had it. Killen
Right.
had the inside path.
So
yes.
So Kenyon Sheriff going for the ball actually kind of undercut Killen.
No doubt about that.
So his first is the Red Knights' fourth. Not a shooting foul. They do a little maintenance work on the floor. Xavier Beatty into the game for the Red Knights as well. So it's Malave, DeCastro, Sheriff, Rosario, and Beatty right now out on the floor for Francis Camara with a 6-point lead at 52-46, and the Mules with the basketball. 4:20 now left in the third. Kantner left alone, thought about putting up the three, gives it for Perez instead, works his way inside and scores again.
It goes right at Xavier Beatty.
So Jaden Perez using his size as opposed to the threes he made last night against the Mustangs for his 2 field goals. Here's Beatty trying to do the opposite to him, drives and gets tripped and fouled. This, I believe, will be on Perez. It is. That's his second. Team fourth. So both teams now at the limit in the foul category with halfway through the third quarter. Any foul either way puts your opponent in the line to shoot 2. Malave in the corner, DeCastro in the corner. Rosario posting up against Kantner. Drives, lost the handle, loose on the floor. Perez had it. DeCastro takes it back, puts it up. No, rebounded by Kantner. So a turnover both ways. It ends up in a missed shot. Kantner up ahead for Killen. Kicks it out for Perez. Corner 3, no. Tipped around off the glass, loose on the floor, out of bounds off Xavier Beatty. Muhlenberg keeps it. 52-48, Red Knights, Mules with the basketball. Miller inbounds for Armstrong. They left him alone for 3, but it's well short. Rebounded by Beatty. Outlet up ahead for Malave. Pulls up for 2, in and out. And a battle for the rebound is won by Jaden Perez and Muhlenberg. Armstrong back the other way. Somebody looking for some control right now.
Killen wants the ball.
Has it. Drives on Rosario. Forces his way inside. Misses. Fights for the rebound. It's loose, and Beatty has it. Red Knights across half court in the hands of DeCastro. Finger roll at 2.
Pretty move by Justin DeCastro in transition.
He's got 14. Timeout on the floor with exactly 3 minutes left to go in the ball game. 54-48 is our score. Red Knights up by 6 with the finger roll for 2 for Justin DeCastro. This will be a full timeout called by the Red Knights, and maybe just a moment to try to get everybody to calm down. Again, when these two teams play, we said this at halftime, there's some beauty in this game, and there's some ragged in this game, without a doubt.
There's a lot of ragged right now in this game. It's not exactly smooth, but really fiercely contested because both these teams know it's at stake. Muhlenberg can end Reading's chances at the postseason. Reading playing with his back to the wall, knowing it has to win tonight before the rest of the season. Forget the next 4 games. They have to win tonight to keep their postseason chances alive.
Yeah, we were talking about that with Francis Kamara before the game, and he said, look, we're just trying to play one game at a time and giving you all the coach speak. I said, look, as much as the many things I love about and admire about Reading High basketball, the one thing that these kids always think is, go ahead, doubt us, I dare you. And he just had this smile on his face like, yeah, that kind of sums us up a lot of ways. And that's where they're at. Like, nobody believes in us. Nobody thinks that we can do it. Nobody thinks that we're good enough. And let's go see and let's go prove them wrong. And a lot of game left to go. But the Red Knights are on top by 6 with 3 minutes left to go in the third quarter.
Francis Kamara is keeping his son Jeremiah still on the bench with 3 fouls with 3 minutes left in the third quarter, probably because Reading has a 6-point lead, trying to buy some time before he puts him back in the game.
Following the Red Knight timeout, it's Muhlenberg basketball. 54-48, Reading High on top. Red Knights extend the defense a little bit. Muhls get it across half court. Cantner to the corner for Perez. Inside for Miller. Kick out. Armstrong left alone. Didn't pull the trigger on the 3. Drives inside. Kicks it out. Cantner top for a long 3 and got it.
Yeah, he was wide open. So was Armstrong, but Armstrong just thought he was a little bit too deep for that. Muhls cut it to 3.
Second 3 of the game for Jaden Cantner. He's got 12. The Muhls are back within 3. 54-51. 2:25 left in the third. Rosario goes left, then goes right. 2 Red Knights are there. Nobody caught it. Turnover Reading.
Yeah, not only was one guy open, 2 guys were open, and they didn't know. Neither one knew what to do, whether to catch the ball or not, and both of them caught the ball and they were out of bounds.
So it's back to the Muhls, down by 3. Killen pulls up 4-3. No. Deflected around. Cantner comes up with it. He stripped and fouled. Actually, it's Michael Miller, I believe. Michael Miller was the player who came up with it, and he was fouled. Foul's going to be called on to Castro. That's his second.
That's his third.
That is his third. You are correct. So it's
and the 5th.
A 2-shot foul for.
Oh, it is Cantner.
It is Cantner.
Yeah, Jaden Cantner has played a whale of a game tonight.
And he has been immaculate at the free throw line as well. And he's back there to shoot 2 more. And he drains another. 7 for 7 at the free throw line for Cantner.
Jeremiah Kamara checks back in. Francis Kamara saying, okay, it's down to 2. I got to put you back in with 3 fouls.
Khalil Samuel will join him. Kenyon Sheriff, Wesley Rosario, and Xavier Beatty stay out there, with Cantner at the free throw line shooting another.
Every time it looks like Reading's going to pull away, Muhlenberg gets back in. It makes it like a mini run and now has it back down to 1.
54-53, 2:12 to go, and the Mules will pressure. Red Knights get it to half court. Samuel into the front court. Dumps it off baseline for Beatty. Up and home. Xavier Beatty with 2 more.
Nice pass by Khalil Samuel. Gives it up. Unselfish. And a turnover by the Mules.
Shamar Killen stepped over the end line on the inbounds pass. Second time they've done that tonight. And the Red Knights will get it right back with a 3-point lead and 2:03 left to go in the third quarter. 56-53. Rosario posting up on the baseline against Cantner. Skip pass for Sheriff and 3. Airballs it right into Cantner's hands. Here's Perez in the open floor. Bounce it off of a couple of feet. Ball loose. Red Knights will pick it up. Turnover Muhlenberg.
Ball handling is not Jaden Perez's strength.
Inside for Beatty, trying to make another pass for Samuel. Picks it up in traffic, and a foul is called. Great scramble inside by the Red Knights with Beatty and Samuel winning the battle, and eventually a foul.
It's going to be on Armstrong. That's his first, but that's team 5th. Both teams in the bonus here for the last 97 seconds of the third quarter.
How's Justin Armstrong only have 1 foul?
Crazy.
Everybody seems to have 2, 3, 4 somewhere in there. There are a lot of fouls called in this game, and Samuel will shoot 2. First is good. Both teams just shooting the lights out from the free throw line. Samuel gets another. This is his first trip to the free throw line. Samuel had a career-high 14 in a loss to West Catholic for the Red Knights a few weeks ago. He's on the verge of reaching that tonight. 2 for 2 at the free throw line. He's got 12, and the Red Knight lead is up to 5. 58-53, Reading High on top. 1:30 left to go in the third. Killen with just 1 field goal in this third quarter. It was a 3. Right now guarded by Khalil Samuel. Comes up high. Cantner drives, lost the handle, drives and regains and bumped and fouled, and that's going to put Jaden Cantner at the free throw line as Sheriff bumped into it.
Cantner was trying to find Killen underneath, couldn't get him, and then he get bumped by Samuel, and Cantner 8 for 8 from the line tonight.
Yep. So he'll shoot 2 more here. Foul was called on Kenyon Sheriff, his second. Cantner's first, no good. That ends in 8 for 8 for the Mules, and just their second miss from the free throw line tonight. 12 for 14 for Muhlenberg at the free throw line with another coming. Jeff Collado will check back in now for Muhlenberg. Eli Hemmings back in as well, along with Armstrong, Cantner, and Killen for Matt Flowers' crew.
That's a real Cantner misses both after making 8 in a row.
Rebounded by Samuel. Up ahead for DeCastro. Pulls up for a jumper. No. Rebounded by Xavier Beatty. Puts it back and gets the foul.
Xavier Beatty has great leaping ability. Grabbed the rebound, put it back, draws the call.
Competed in track and field for the first time this year and won the district long jump. I'd say he's got some leaping ability. He's fantastic on the football field and pretty good tonight on the basketball floor as well, as he's at the free throw line now to try to finish off a 3-point play for the Red Knights. 10 points now for Xavier Beatty and looking for one more at the stripe.
And he's averaging just a shade over 5 a game. So they've gotten a lot more offensive production from him tonight than Francis Camara could have expected.
His career high was 10 in the first meeting against Wilson in West Lawn, and he misses the second. So he's tied his career high. More importantly, he's put the Red Knights up by 7. Inside, Armstrong in the land of the Giants. Justin Armstrong scores 2 more.
He is fearless, absolutely fearless.
And here's a strip away by Armstrong. Took it away from Rosario. Up ahead to Killen, who will lay it in.
Armstrong and Cantner have just played terrific games tonight for the Mules.
And as Rich just said, every time the Mules get comfortable, every time the Red Knights get comfortable, the Mules come right back. Kamara, off balance, just threw it at the rim and got a whistle.
Tried to get the whistle. He got bailed out on that one.
Foul's going to be called on Armstrong, his second. Kamara will shoot 2. Scorers know when they don't have points. There's no doubt about that. And Jeremiah Kamara is trying to find a way to help his team out right now as he steps to the free throw line to shoot 2 with 5 points so far in the game. So again, both teams well over the limit in this third period. They'll start fresh in that category when we start the fourth with 38.8 left to go in period number 3. Kamara makes the first. Mules had it to within 1 after 2. Red Knights have pushed it back up to as many as 8 here in this third. With a second free throw coming for Kamara that is not good and rebounded by Miller. With 35 seconds to go, it's a 4-point Reading High lead. Cantner, kick out for Killen. Killen, bounce pass inside, taken away by Beatty. Steal for the Red Knights. Back the other way comes Reading High. Up ahead for DeCastro, no good, but he's fouled.
And that's going to be Armstrong's third, all in this quarter.
Yep. Just said it a moment ago. How's he only have 1? Now all of a sudden he's got 3.
Again, a great look in transition by Wesley Rosario to DeCastro, who got fouled going up for the layup by Armstrong.
And another strong rebound by Xavier Beatty on the other end. It started the run out for the Red Knights with 24.2 left to go in the third. Justin DeCastro's at the free throw line. Makes the first. And with that, Nelson Malave will check in. They'll get Kamara out just to protect Jeremiah from picking up another foul here in the last 24 seconds of the period.
Yeah, figuring Muhlenberg's going to play for 1 shot. A little offense, defense here.
15 for DeCastro with another free throw coming, and that's good as well. It's also a 63-57 lead for Reading High. Final 20 seconds of the third quarter.
Reading in a half-court trap, extending its defense, trying to slow down the Mules.
Cantner, Armstrong drives inside, puts on the brakes, puts up the shot. No, rebounded by Beatty with time on the clock. Up ahead, deflected away by Killen. Loose on the floor. Samuel has it with 3. Kick out. Malave, good if it goes for 3. No. And we will head to the 4th. Reading 63, Muhlenberg 57. 8 more minutes of basketball from the Geiger when we come back. You're listening to High School Basketball presented by Savage Auto Group on 8:30 a.m. WEEU in Reading.
This season, stick with everyone's favorite snack, Diefenbach's potato chips. Legend has it, Mark Diefenbach loved kettle cooked chips so much, he turned his kitchen in Berks County into the ultimate snack factory. Now, 60 years later, we're still crafting our chips with the same passion and the finest ingredients, right where it all began. Diefenbach's potato chips, available in all your favorite flavors when you need that PA crafted crunch.
Hi, I'm Mike Kuhn with Kuhn Funeral Homes. Since 1937, our family has been committed to serving our community. We now have 3 active generations, as I have the honor of locations to serve our neighbors. Kuhn Funeral Homes continues to dedicate our family to your family. Thank you for believing in us, and we promise to always be there for you.
We start period number 4, and you're listening to High School Basketball on 8:30 a.m. WEEU in Reading alongside Rich Scarcella. My name is Bob McCool. Everything we've talked about at halftime continues through 3 quarters with Reading High on top 63-57. Red Knights have never really been able to get comfortable. A couple of 7, 8-point leads, as many as 9 at one point in the second quarter. But when they did that, Muhlenberg came right back, scored the final 8 of the third, and it kind of continued that way in the fourth. Every time the Red Knights would kick it up to 7 or 8, the Mules would come right back.
Yeah, that third quarter, Reading had it up to 8 at one point, and Muhlenberg just wouldn't let it get past there. And right now it's a 6-point game, and I think it's Reading's ball coming out of to begin the quarter on alternate possessions.
Looks like they've got some
leakage.
maintenance work on the floor. Not quite sure what it is. Jay Green, the Red Knights athletic director, out talking with the officials who spotted some kind of moisture or something on the floor. And so they're out cleaning that up.
Let's just hope it's sweat and nothing else.
Yeah.
But
I'm not so sure it might not be blood because of the way it's kind of scattered around, that maybe somebody was bleeding a little bit, and that's why the officials are.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. That's exactly. Yeah, good. That's a good one, Bob. Somebody might have been bleeding and didn't know it.
Right. So they're doing a little maintenance on the floor right now. This kind of give us a little bit of an extra pause before we start this fourth quarter. And I'll remind you, you can come visit your favorite spot in Laureldale, Shirley's Cafe and Tequila Bar. We know you're hungry. Shirley's has you covered with nightly food and drink specials, including a wing special for Sunday football games from noon to 10. I don't know if there's any Sunday football games you might want to see this weekend, but
there's
if you
no
find
games
one,
this week.
come check out the great service and fun atmosphere of Shirley's Cafe for lunch and dinner any day of the week. Eagles Commanders on WEEU, 3 o'clock kickoff. And the NFC Championship game, and of course the Bills and Chiefs are at 6:30 for the AFC Championship. And the floor is sufficiently cleaned up, and the Red Knights have the basketball with a 6-point lead as we start the fourth, 63-57.
Let's see which team maintains its composure best here in the fourth quarter as things get tight.
Rosario drives inside, trying to force it to Blake Adams. It's taken away by the Mules. Red Knights start with a turnover, and the other end, Killen misses on a foul and a rebound. Jamar Killen gets knocked to the deck.
Is that Hemmings who got fouled going up?
I believe that's the foul. Foul on Samuel.
That's his fourth, I think.
It's 3.
It's just 3.
Yep.
Okay.
So it is a shooting foul. It's going to put Eli Hemmings, who has not yet scored in this game, at the free throw line.
He's averaging over 10 points a game.
6'3" sophomore with a career high 23 in the game, the first meeting against Governor Mifflin.
Mm-hmm.
The Mules beating Governor Mifflin last night 40-38, and Hemmings misses the first of 2.
I could have sworn the last time Samuel committed a foul, it said 3 on the scoreboard, but that's what it says now, so that's what it is.
And Hemmings finally gets on the board with 1 out of 2, makes it a 5-point game at 63-58.
Muhlenberg spreading the floor here defensively with a little bit of a three-quarter court trap.
No problem for the Red Knights to get in their half court. Samuel.
Adams back in the game too, Bob.
Malave, Rosario. DeCastro, and as Rich said, Adams as well. Rosario works his way through traffic, misses it. Hemmings pulls down the rebound amongst three Red Knights, finally pulls it away, and the Mules have it back, down by 5. Kick out for Miller, and 3. Got it, Michael Miller.
Michael Miller had 2 threes in the first quarter, had not scored since the first quarter. Buries the 3 from the left side.
And suddenly the Mules are right back in it, 63-61. Red Knights beat the pressure. Samuel flies, misses, but a foul is called. Red Knights not only beat the pressure, but Khalil Samuel saw a path to the basket and fouled instead. Foul's going to be on
Killen. Yeah.
That's on Miller.
Oh, it's on Miller? I thought he had 1-on-1. That's his 4th. I thought he said Killen. Signaled 1-and-1.
So it's Miller who commits the foul, his 4th. It puts Samuel at the free throw line.
This game could come down to who's left standing, which players
Who's
don't
still
foul out, and which team shoots better from the line.
And Samuel at the free throw line makes the foul. Malave out and Kamara back in. Michael Miller is going to stay out on the floor with that 4th foul. Red Knights have 4 players in double figures in this one, led by Rosario with 17, 16 for DeCastro, 12 for Samuel, and 10 for Xavier Beatty. The second free throw by Samuel did not hit the rim. It hit the backboard.
He was 3 for 3 and then hit nothing but the backboard.
So it's a 3-point game for Reading High, 64-61. A minute and change into period number 4. Miller, right elbow. Nobody's guarding him. He'll put up the shot. No. Rebounded by Samuel. Samuel up ahead for Rosario. Rosario, no look pass. One more touch pass from Kamara to Adams, who's fouled. Great touch pass from Jeremiah Kamara will send Blake Adams to the free throw line.
Adams looking for his first points of the night, but great ball movement by first Rosario and then Kamara.
This one will be on Killen.
Yeah, this one will be on Killen.
You were just a little bit ahead of yourself, Rich.
Well,
You're a man of the future.
Yeah, this is, again, let's see who's left standing when this is over.
A high arcing free throw for Blake Adams, and he makes it.
I have a feeling we're going to have a few guys foul out tonight.
A war of attrition, perhaps, at the Geigel by the time this is all said and done. The Red Knights now on top by 4 with another free throw coming from the 6'8 junior Blake Adams. And that's good, too.
A nice high arc on his shot, too. I like, you could see there's something there.
Yeah, there's definitely a skill set.
There's skills there. He just has to get used to this physicality down here.
Miller, backdoor for Killen with a reverse layup and 2.
Yeah, great look by Michael Miller inside to Killen.
18 for Shamar Killen. The Mules are back to within 3, 66-63. 6:20 left to go. Rosario with the ball in his hands, off the screen. Rosario dumps it to the baseline for Samuel. Kick out, Kamara, three-pointer, no. Rebounded by DeCastro, put back, yes.
DeCastro's having a game.
Just finds a way to score. Here's the baseline Hemmings for Kantner, for Armstrong, left wing 3, no. Long rebound controlled by Hemmings. Back up with a 2, blocked by Adams out of bounds. Blake Adams swats it out of bounds for the Mules with 5:54 to go and a Red Knight 5-point advantage. Inbound up high for Armstrong, now for Hemmings. To the corner for Miller and 3 more. Yes, Michael Miller.
He is 4 for 5 from 3-point range. 2 threes here in the fourth quarter.
Miller had 12 threes before this game started. He's got 4 tonight, as Rich just said, and the Mules are back to within a deuce. 68-66. DeCastro on the clear out, drives and scores 2 more.
And that's what I would be doing. I'd be attacking the rim, and if you don't make the shot, chances are you're going to get the foul.
20 for DeCastro. Armstrong tries to go baseline, double team, gives it up for Hemmings. Left wing 3, no. Long rebound on a bounce to Kantner. Kick it around. Miller will try the other corner. This one's no good. Rebounded by DeCastro. Red Knights with a 4-point advantage have the basketball. Skip pass. DeCastro, foul line jumper, back iron, no. Tipped out of bounds. Kantner saved it. The Mules have it.
Really nice play by Kantner.
Killing up ahead for Armstrong. No good, but he's fouled. Great touch passes. Gives it to Armstrong for a layup. DeCastro fouled him to prevent the bucket.
And I think that's 4 on DeCastro.
I believe it is as well. As you said, somebody's
Somebody's
going to
going.
have to
Yeah.
foul out of this
Yeah,
game.
because the whistles have been plentiful tonight.
And justifiably so, we may
Yes,
add.
yes, yeah. That's not a criticism of this crew.
Nope. It's just the way they play. Armstrong's going to shoot 2 now for the Mules. 2 for 2 at the line on the night. And that was all the way back in the first quarter. This one is no good.
In and out. Here comes Malave back in for DeCastro. Let's see how long Francis Camara can keep DeCastro on the bench with 4 fouls and 4:51 to go.
20 points for DeCastro as he comes out. Got to replace that offense in some capacity as well with a 4-point advantage. Armstrong shooting a second, and that's good. 16 points for Justin Armstrong, and the Mules are within 7.
Mules showing full court pressure here.
Final score in the first game of these two was 70-58. It's 70-67, and we still have 4 minutes and 45 seconds left to go.
A lot of free throws to shoot tonight.
We could hit 90 by the time this thing is over with. Kamara for Malave, and right back to the sophomore Jeremiah Kamara. Rosario trying to come out to set a screen.
Cantor face guarding Rosario.
And they get it to Rosario anyhow, who spins inside and can't finish. Tipped around and rebounded by Jaden Perez. Up ahead for Cantor, across half court for Miller. Tried for the touch pass, lost it out of bounds.
He tried to throw it before he caught it.
Turnover for the Mules. Reading High gets it right back. Adams will come out. Xavier Beatty back in for Reading.
Rosario looks a little gassed right now. Hands on his knees in the backcourt.
I guess maybe he's come out in this game, but if it hasn't
been for much. No, and they've depended on him a lot tonight.
Having Kamara bring the ball up the floor a little bit more to give him a little bit of time away from the ball as we hit the halfway mark of the fourth quarter. Kamara tries to dribble around the defense, almost lost it. Red Knights get it
Beatty
back.
saved it.
And now a timeout called by the Red Knights. Yeah. Francis Kamara will call a timeout, seeing his team again getting a little careless with the basketball, almost turned it over on 2 different occasions. So Reading will call a timeout. So the Red Knights use their second of the 5 timeouts allotted.
So back-to-back barn burners for us. Berks Catholic Wilson went down to the wire, and Kingston McCoy won that game with 5 seconds left. I have a feeling we're headed for another finish like that tonight, Bob.
And again, more basketball for you tomorrow night. Girls League basketball between Governor Mifflin and Berks Catholic. We'll be on the air for our usual time, we think, at 7 o'clock. And again, as always, our video coverage is available to you at 8:30 WEEU Sports on YouTube. And it's also available on Facebook Live as well on WEEU's Facebook page. And then we'll be right back at it again. We might as well just leave the equipment at Lloyd Wolf Gymnasium because we're getting back there on Monday night when Reading High takes on Berks Catholic. And then Tuesday night will be in Leesport, Ole, and Schuylkill Valley in a matchup between teams in Division 3 and 4. And then Friday night will be in West Lawn for Reading High and Wilson. And
we'll be here.
Actually, you are correct. I said at Wilson we will be here. Where the first game between those 2 teams was won by the Bulldogs. And in overtime, I may add, 71-63. We'll have the rematch here at the Geigel next Friday night.
Jaden Cantor trying to guard Wesley Rosario, quickest player on the court for Muhlenberg.
Inside the halfway mark of the fourth quarter, Samuel gets knocked to the deck, has to pick himself back up as Kamara puts up the 3. No, tipped around. Malave has it. And looking for an outlet. Finds it, and Rosario open in the corner. Yes, for 3.
Yeah, Wesley Rosario, not known for his outside shooting, buries the 3 from the right corner.
It's 20 for Rosario, and now a whistle and a foul going to be called on Rosario.
Yep.
But that'll only be his second.
I think that's team third. Big 3 by Wesley Rosario. Gives the Red Knights some room.
Second of the game for Rosario, just his 8th of the season. And the Mules have the basketball with a 6-point deficit. Cantor to the corner for Armstrong. To Miller on the baseline. Skip pass for Perez. Left wing for 3. No. Rebounded by Beatty. Outlet pass for Malave.
Samuel was open underneath.
Rosario fakes the 3. Drives inside instead. And a blocking foul going to be called. Did the bucket go home as well?
Yes, it did.
So Rosario scores. The foul will put him on the line to make it a 3-point play. Ray Jaden Perez tried to draw the offensive foul. They got him for the block instead.
Yeah, that's a big 2 possessions for Wesley Rosario. First, the 3 from the right corner, then the basket, going to the basket. Now has a chance at a 3-point play and a 9-point lead for the Red Knights.
Would match their largest if they did it. Of course, Muhlenberg, when they got it the first time, went on an 8-0 run to reverse it. Rosario does indeed finish off the 3-point play. 76-67. Reading High on top, 3:09 to go. Perez goes baseline, kicks it out. Kantner left alone, right wing 3. No. Rebounded by Rosario. Red Knights push it up the floor in the hands of Rosario. Inside for Samuel, up off the glass. No. Beatty flies in for another rebound. Rosario picks it up. No. Battle for the rebound. Beatty has it again. Kick out. Malave for 3.
Rush.
No. Beatty has another offensive
There's
rebound.
no rush for the Red Knights. They're up 9.
Francis Camaro is pleading with them. Slow down. And finally a bump and a foul.
Foul outside. They're putting up shots like they're down 9 instead of ahead by 9.
Coaching moment for Francis Camaro. He's still saying, will you please listen to me? I'm begging you.
Take your time. You got a 9-point lead.
The foul, by the way, was called on Justin Armstrong, his 4th, and the 4th against Muhlenberg. So it is Reading High basketball.
Timeout Muhlenberg, Bob.
2:37 to go. Matt Flowers will call the timeout. We'll keep it here with the Red Knights in a prime position here. Again, Muhlenberg looking for the Reading High knockout punch tonight. Red Knights not going down without a fight.
I think we have a leading contender for your plays of the game.
How about
Wesley Rosario, the 3, and then the 3-point play.
How about it? Very much so. And just a tremendous job by Xavier Beatty on the offensive glass.
Keep the Red Knights keeping the ball. I mean, they had 3 or 4 shots, and they still have the basketball. But Francis Camaro said, wait a minute, what are we doing? Slow down. We're in no hurry.
So the timeout again called by the Mules. So both teams still have 3 timeouts left. And again, the Mules are over the limit. Any foul by Muhlenberg puts Reading High at the free throw line to shoot 2 the rest of the way. Reading still has 1 foul to give. 2:37 left to go in the ball game.
23 points for Wesley Rosario. Having a heck of a night. Had 14 in the first meeting at Laureldale.
And by the way, that is a new career high. As I said earlier, he had 21 against Daniel Boone. This isn't Daniel Boone, and that wasn't an easier game.
And there's a lot at stake tonight. This is an absolute must-win for the Red Knights, and they're playing like it is. Even if Francis Camaro said it, we're not going to talk about that.
They're playing like it. Inbounds for the Red Knights, and Rosario up, missed it. Rebound put back by Khalil Samuel. Just killing it on the offensive glass tonight for Reading High.
Yeah, Muhlenberg's getting out-rebounded by a lot.
Here's a 3 by Armstrong. No, Beatty had the rebound, couldn't hold it. It ends up in the hands of Eli Hemming, who deposits in the basket. And now the outlet pass is stolen away by Michael Miller. Red Knights turn it right back. Ball tipped out of bounds, last touched. Which way are we going? It's going to stay Muhlenberg basketball. Wow. Again, a careless pass by the Red Knights, trying to go 3/4 of the way down the floor, and Michael Miller stole it away.
Jaden Kantner shaking up, diving for the ball.
2 minutes and 11 seconds left to go in the ball game. Red Knights lead it by 9 at 78-69. As we said, that matches their largest lead. The officials are talking about it, which way we're going.
It's going to be. Yep. It was tipped. It was tipped. They ruled that it was tipped, and Francis Camaro, of course, isn't happy, but Matt Flowers wouldn't have been happy either if the call went the other way.
So the Mules keep it.
They have to score here. This is with 2:11 left and down 9. They whether it's a 2 or 3, it doesn't matter. They need to score.
Hemmings gives it up for Armstrong, top of the key. Sophomore drives inside, off the rim, no. Rebounded by DeCastro, up ahead for Kamara, and finally the Red Knights, at least for the time being, slow it down a little bit. And now drive and a foul. Yep, and that'll put Kamara at the free throw line. Again, the Mules now over the limit in the foul column. With the 15th foul, Jeremiah Kamara is going to shoot 2 for the Red Knights.
Bob, for whatever reason, here in the first 6 minutes of the fourth quarter, Muhlenberg hasn't been able to get Shamar killing the basketball. He's got just 2 attempts. He's 1 for 2, and they haven't they haven't been able to find him around the basket where he's so effective.
Kamara misses the first of two. They're going to take DeCastro out now, bring in Kenyon Sheriff, give DeCastro a little bit of a breather with a 9-point advantage and maybe more if Kamara can make the free throw.
Surprised he didn't put Adams back in here, at least on the at the defensive end. Even with 4 fouls, what does it matter now with 154 just to rebound the ball?
And Kamara makes the second. 7 for Jeremiah Kamara. The lead is 10. 79-69. 150 to go. Cantner goes baseline, lost it out of bounds, and turnover for the Mules.
Yeah, it was off his hip. Great defense by Jeremiah Kamara.
And now DeCastro will come back in for the Red Knights. Offensive and defensive substitutions for Reading. Eli Hemmings back in for Muhlenberg. 1:48 left to go. Samuel and Rosario in the backcourt. And now up to Rosario and a nice pass from Samuel.
No need to rush.
Fade away from Rosario. No good, but a whistle beforehand on the foul. It's going to put him on the line to shoot 2. That's going to be on Cantner. That's going to be number 3 on Jaden Cantner. And Wesley Rosario to the free throw line, shooting 2 more for the Red Knights. First, no good. First miss at the line tonight for Rosario as well. After going 9 for his first 9, he gets another free throw attempt here. Jaden Perez will check back in now for Muhlenberg, and Hemmings out. Second by Rosario is good.
That's a career high, right, Bob?
24, yes, indeed. And a 80-69 lead. Red Knights match their largest with 1:35 to go. Cantner in traffic is tied up and fouled.
It's going to be a foul. It's going to be. It might be underneath. Yeah, it's going to non-shooting foul. That's just the 4th team foul on Reading.
Yeah,
Next foul, they're in the bonus.
Yep. Red Knights had 1 to give. They just took it.
And that's on
Samuel.
That is his 4th. Yes. Got to be quick here. Muhlenberg they cannot waste time.
Miller for 3 again. This one's no good. Tipped around, loose on the floor. Armstrong had it for a moment, puts up the shot. No, but he's fouled. On the scramble for the basketball, Reading High commits a foul. That'll put Muhlenberg at the free throw line.
Reading's got to be aware. Time and score. They're up 11 with 1:20 left, and you got to avoid fouling.
Rosario commits the foul, his 3rd, putting Armstrong at the line for 2. So again, both teams now over the limit as they were in the 3rd quarter. Muhlenberg shoots 2 at the line.
It's hard to believe nobody's fouled out yet. Hard to believe.
Yeah, there's a lot of people on the edge.
Yeah, a lot of people with 3, 4, but nobody's fouled out quite yet.
Armstrong makes the first of 2. Career high for Justin Armstrong tonight as well. He's not 17 and make it 18 as he makes the second. 80-71 Red Knights. Pressure from Muhlenberg. Samuel almost had it taken away by Armstrong. They get it in the front court. And now in the hands of Rosario with 1:15 left to play.
The clock is the Red Knights' friend here. They can't be in a hurry.
Good ball movement, but there Kamara almost threw it away. They end up getting it back in the hands of Beatty, who slammed it down.
And that is the punctuation mark on this game.
Xavier Beatty again, right place, right time. Killing the other way, nails a quick 3 and a timeout for Muhlenberg. With the Geigel still rocking from the slam from Xavier Beatty.
That was spectacular.
And not surprisingly, he did it by picking up a loose basketball. Whether it be on the rim or on the floor, Xavier Beatty has found the basketball tonight.
He's got 12 points, too, well above his season average of 5.4.
Shamar Killen buries the 3 on the other end to make it an 82-74 game with 55.1 left to play, and Muhlenberg calls the timeout. Invite you to stick around for our Pizza Como postgame show. Our Reading Fight Phil's player of the game and our American Diner play of the game, in addition to Rich Garcella's postgame interview with the winning coach and at least a player or so in this game. But this has been a wild atmosphere, and it's great to see the bounce back in this building that's been a little bit quiet over the course of the season as some people have jumped off the bandwagon. But the Red Knights have rallied amongst themselves, and they've played themselves a whale of a basketball game for the first 31 minutes.
They have played like their backs were against the wall and like their postseason depended on it, and it does. And they have played a terrific basketball game. It's not been pretty for 32 minutes, but very, very intense effort by the Red Knights.
And get back to that conversation we had with Francis Kamara before the game about Reading High and the belief system that says, go ahead and doubt us. Let's see, we'll prove you wrong. And the Red Knights are doing that so far in this one. Kamara beats the trap up in the open floor for Beatty. And now Samuel will pull it out and force Muhlenberg to commit a foul. Instead, it's Kamara inside of paint. No, tipped around loose on the floor off the hands of Shamar Killen. Reading High will keep it. So the Red Knights will get it right back with 40 seconds remaining in the ball game and a 8-point Red Knight lead.
Francis Kamara pointing at the clock to his players. Just there's no rush to shoot.
Right.
You don't.
Now what a foul on the inbounds pass.
That's going to be on Armstrong,
and
and
he's
that
the
is
first.
He is
Yep.
the first.
He was the last to get a first foul, and he's the first to get a fifth. All right, Justin Armstrong fouling out with a career-high 18 points for the Mules, and this is going to put Wesley Rosario back at the free throw line for Reading High. I think Matt Flowers calling a timeout, perhaps? No,
He's using it because of the five fouls.
Right.
He's using
Jaden
that.
Perez is going to check in. Rosario is going to shoot for Reading High. Rosario with a career high tonight as well with 24. Lots of players with career highs tonight. 39.6 left to go in this one. And the first by Rosario is good. So good at the free throw. 80% free throw shooter, and that number's going up because of tonight. Dishing passes, making shots, and finishing it off at the free throw line is what Wesley Rosario is trying to do right now. And push this back to a double-digit lead, and he does. 84-74, Reading High.
He's got 26, a career high. What a great game. What a great performance.
Killen in transition misses the three. Jaden Cantor with a putback. That's no good. And here's Rosario pulling down a rebound. See if the Mules call off the guard here. Beatty, skip pass from Alave and around for Sheriff for Rosario. Muhlenberg not fouling. Now they do. Stops the clock with 15.9. It'll put Rosario right back at the line. That's who they want to have the basketball, and that's who they want to have at the free throw line as well.
The Red Knights faithful giving their team a loud hand here, up 10 with 15.9 seconds left. Great effort by the Red Knights. They're telling the rest of the county, we're not dead yet.
Yep. They still got a full run to go through the rest of Division I. As we talked about earlier, they'll be at Berks Catholic on Monday night. We'll have that one for you here at WEU.
Then they're at Exeter next Wednesday.
Yep.
Then back here against Wilson next Friday night. And then they finish the regular season right here at the Geigel against Governor Mifflin.
Right. So they got a chance for revenge against everybody if they want to call it a revenge tour for Reading High. As Rosario at the free throw line makes them both. And it's an 86-74 game. And now a whistle and a foul call to stop the clock with 12 seconds to go.
Boy.
Rosario committed a foul. Well, he didn't do everything right tonight.
Francis Kamara just saying, why? Why? What are we doing?
The good news is it doesn't impact it. But if this were a little bit tighter, it might have a different reaction from the head coach. 12 seconds to go. It puts Cantor back at the free throw line. Cantor makes the first. It's 15 now for Cantor. Vast majority of that coming at the free throw line. One more coming up for the senior.
I have him for 17, Bob. I got him for 5, 6, 7, 8 here in the second half. Perez
misses the second free throw. Put back by Killen is home. Makes it an 86-77 game. Inbounds pass and another bump and a foul. So Muhlenberg going to play this to the final second, and they're going to send Reading High back to the free throw line in a 9-point game. This, I believe, will
It's
be
going to be
Kamara.
Yeah, it's going to be Kamara.
So Jeremiah Kamara shooting 2 for the Red Knights. First is good. And the second, 9 for Kamara. The lead is 88-77. Red Knights won't bother. Muhlenberg has the basketball. Jaden Perez half-court heave is actually good for a little window dressing for the Reading High Red Knights. And the final score, Reading 88, Muhlenberg 80. We'll take a timeout, back with our post-game show right after this on WEEU Reading.
Ahoy! Adelphia Seafood is your neighborhood market for the freshest seafood around, with locations in West Lawn, Fairgrounds Market, and Pottsville. They offer a range of delicious options from crab cakes, clams, fresh organic salmon, and succulent shrimp, as well as convenient take-home dinners and more. For more information or to place an order, visit adelphiaseafood.com or just call one of their stores. Enjoy top-quality seafood and exceptional service right in your community at Adelphia Seafood.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
Welcome to the Pizza Como postgame show. Pizza Como is a family-owned business going strong on Fifth Street Highway for over 50 years, serving the finest Italian dishes, Berks County's best variety of Italian sandwiches, and legendary pizza. Right next door is The Yard, a virtual golf experience to keep your game sharp all year round. If you look for cards and memorabilia, stop in to buy, sell, or trade. Pizza Como and The Yard, 4600 Fifth Street Highway in Temple. Well, they're back up against the wall. The Reading High Red Knights responded like a champion. The Reading High Red Knights end up with the W tonight. They win it by a final score of 88-80. Awful lot of stuff here to unpack as Rich Garcello works his way down to the floor here at the Geigel. He'll have words with Francis Kamara and at least a player or two as well. And I always remind you that you can also watch those interviews as well on our WEU social media pages and see those interviews if you miss any of them live or you want to see them again. They are always posted within a couple hours up on our social media pages. And I also want to remind you that coming up tonight after we're done here at the Geigel, Jeff Nolan and Matt Knob will have the scoreboard show for you. That'll run up and until 9 o'clock tonight. So once we're done here, it'll be the scoreboard show back at the WEU studios. And Jeff Nolan and Matt Knob with some conversation about what happened here, about what happened in other games going on around the county. And there were some other big ones going on around the county as well. Berks Catholic and Governor Mifflin, Wilson and Exeter, among others. Also a conversation for you Reading High fans with Yamalex Rodriguez, the outstanding senior basketball player for Rashida Suber's Reading High Red Knights, who are in a great position to get themselves into the county and district playoffs in 2025 as well. High school basketball season is starting to wind its way towards the end. The WE is going to be there all the way through until the last team is standing, as we always are, all the way through the Berks County playoffs, the district playoffs, and the state playoffs. And we'll continue with not only our coverage here on the radio, but also with our video streaming coverage as well through the playoffs. Plans to bring you a quarterfinal of the boys on Monday, the 4 semifinals from Santander Arena on Wednesday, and then the girls and boys county championships as well here at WEU. If you'd like to be a part of that, if your business would like to be a part of that, you can be a part of it. We've got a great package for you with our sales department at 610-345-7338. Just hit the prompts for sales, and you can find out how easy and cost-effective it could be. You could have your business in our great coverage of high school basketball all the way through the county playoffs and eventually into the district and state playoffs as well, right here on 8:30 a.m. WEEU in Reading. Our Pizza Como postgame show continues as the Red Knights are huddling down on the floor and doing a little bit of celebrating, and well-deserved as well. Rich Garcello working his way and working his magic through that crowd to get our postgame interview set up. And once Rich is in position, I'll let him know. He's got Xavier Beatty. He's got Wesley Rosario. He's got Francis Kamara. And Rich, take it away.
Thanks, Bob. We're here with Reading's Francis Kamara, Xavier Beatty, and Wesley Rosario after the Red Knights' 88-80 win over Muhlenberg. Let's start with you, Wesley. A career-high 28 points. It seemed like you wanted to carry your team, keep them alive in this playoff hunt. What was going through your mind tonight?
My mind is like, I don't focus on points. Like, I focus more on assets. So the other teams know I'm going to pass the ball. So whatever I do now is pass the ball sometimes, but look more for the score. And I don't care about my career high. Like, I just trying to win.
How important was this game for you guys tonight? Did you consider this a playoff game?
Yeah, because we coming from the bad start. We started bad this season, so we just continue the building like whatever we do. So I think we coming right now.
How important was this guy Xavier tonight, especially get around the glass and in transition?
He was amazing today. He gave all the rebound. He got a dunk. Oh my God, bro! Like, that was crazy. Yeah, he was amazing today. Good job, boy.
Last question for you, Wesley. Why are you guys playing so well in the last few games?
I think because we're playing with more confidence now. We don't argue too much in the game. Like, we fixed it out because we know we want to win. Everybody want to win, so we stay together all the time.
All right, I'm going to talk to Xavier Beatty. Xavier, tonight you scored 12 points. You've been averaging just 5 a game. Why was tonight so important to you?
You know, a big rivalry game. Everybody in the city comes out. I got to show out, and they beat us. They beat us the first time, so that really hit me. So I knew I had to come out here and play my game.
Did you think this was a playoff game? Did you consider it a playoff game, knowing that you guys can't afford a loss?
I definitely did, because I know if we lose this game, our season is basically over. So we really needed this win, so I had to come out.
And tell
got the ball. I seen Khalil Samuel. He tried one, he missed, so I had to get that back for him. I just went up.
What did that feel like, and the crowd's reaction?
Now, hearing the crowd roar when I dunked, it was the best feeling.
Xavier, thank you. I'm going to talk to Coach. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Bob and I were talking to you about your back's against the wall. These kids love being counted out. What did you see from them tonight?
I seen what they've been doing their whole lives. Fight. These kids are fighters. Throughout all the adversity, throughout all the negativity, whatever situation comes, they fight through it. And as we are growing and getting better, they're understanding that as long as they fight together, they can get through anything.
It seemed like Wesley put the team on his back, on his shoulders at different times in the game with Jeremiah in foul trouble. It just seemed like you could see the sense of urgency. Am I wrong about that? Can you tell me what you saw from Wesley?
No, you're 100% correct. Wesley is such he's so selfless. He's so selfless. He wants to get everybody involved. He wants to get everybody a shot. But sometimes Wesley has to be a little bit more aggressive, and he understood that today. He's an amazing scorer. Of course, he has next level passing ability, and I don't think anybody around here can pass the ball like Wesley can. But he was just very, very aggressive today, and realized we needed him to put the ball in the basket, and he did a great job of doing that.
How do you maintain the energy that your kids showed tonight over the next 4 games, where you're going against everybody in the division and Exeter?
We give energy to get energy, right? So we're just transferring energy to each other. Somebody may make a mistake and they get a little bit frustrated. A teammate comes and touches them, give them some positive energy, and then we just uplift each other. And that's what it's about. We're not going to be successful. None of us are going to be successful individually. We have to do it together. And when you go through things like that, you need your teammates to have your back and to uplift you. And that's beautiful to watch. It's beautiful to watch them continuing to grow through that.
Francis, congratulations. Thank you. Good luck the next 4 games.
Appreciate you.
Back up to you, Bob.
Thank you very much. Great job down on the floor by Rich Garcella. And thanks to Wesley Rosario, Xavier Beatty, and Francis Kamara for their help and letting that happen. We got a lot more stuff coming from some of our social media stuff, including the head coach, Francis Kamara, and more. Keep checking WEEU social media pages for some of the great stuff we have coming your way and some of the great stuff we've been providing for you all season long. We're going to take a quick timeout. We get back with more of our Pizza Como post-game show. Time for our player of the game, brought to you by the Reading Fighting Phils, and our American Diner play of the game as well. All when we come back to the Geico Complex after this.
If you are buying or selling a home, contact RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. With over 20 years of experience and a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame, Phil does it all. From residential to commercial real estate sales. And with his large catalog of repeat and referral customers, you know you can depend on Phil Macaronis, no matter where you're looking for your next home. Call 610-670-2770 or call Phil directly anytime at 610-858-4555.
Judd Firestone Plumbing is your trusted local expert for all your plumbing needs. With over 125 years of combined experience, our team has seen it all, ensuring top quality service and expert solutions every time. From leaky faucets to the kitchen or bathroom of your dreams, we handle it all with professionalism and care. Call today at 610-678-9080. Judd Firestone Plumbing, where experience and reliability come together for your peace of mind.
Welcome back to our Pizza Como post-game show. Tonight's player of the game is brought to you by the Reading Fighting Phils and their all-new Redders Event Center at First Energy Stadium. The R Phils remind you to have your next sports team banquet in the R Phils all-new Redders Event Center banquet and meeting facility at First Energy Stadium. Whether it's a sports banquet, a wedding, a corporate meeting, or event, or any charity fundraiser, the number one place for events in Berks County for groups of 40 to 1,000 is the all-new Redders Event Center at the R Phils. Go to rphils.com/events for more info. And our player of the game, Rich Garcella, just talking to him. Wesley Rosario just filled up the stat sheet tonight, but mostly with the scoring column. He just said, I don't like the score, but he sure made up for it tonight. 28 points, a new career high, dishing out assists, involved in everything, including the rebound column as well. Wesley Rosario was the total package tonight for the Reading High Red Knights.
We have seen him for almost 3 seasons, and it is clear he is unselfish. He wants to see his teammates succeed. But tonight, Reading, as Francis Camaro said, they needed him to score. They needed him to be a little selfish, and he was. And he delivered 28 points, a career high.
And it's time now for our play of the game, brought to you by the American Diner in West Reading. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, dinner, or a late-night snack, you'll find a variety of menu items and homemade desserts. American Diner serves breakfast all day, and dinner entrees include dinner rolls and a butter, soup and a salad bar, and a choice of potato or vegetable. There's a full senior citizen menu that includes a free dessert. Military veterans receive a 10% discount. Open daily from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. and serving the community for generations since 1994. Look, I know everybody attached to Reading High basketball would like Xavier Beatty's dunk to be the play of the game because it was good. It was very good. But there was a scenario that happened right before that. It actually involved our player of the game, and that's Wesley Rosario. As every time it happened in this game, Reading High got out to a lead, got a separation, got it up to 6, 7, 8 points, sometimes even 9, and the Mules would come right back. And it was starting to happen that way again. It was a 70-67 game, and Wesley Rosario ended up scoring, getting fouled, and then a 3 on top of it as well. And that 6-point swing made all the difference for the Red Knights because they finished it off at the foul line. Again, both teams were tremendous at the free throw line tonight. But the Red Knights, how do you win basketball games? You come up with big plays. Xavier Beatty came up with so many key rebounds tonight. It was ridiculous. He was really, really spectacular tonight. This isn't his best sport, but he can be a factor because he is so incredibly athletic. And we saw a little bit of all of that tonight from Xavier Beatty in terms of his leaping ability, his athleticism,
defense,
and everything
his
else.
His defense, keeping the ball alive on the offensive glass, diving on the floor for loose balls. I thought he played a tremendous game. I mean, clearly Wesley Rosario was Reading's best player tonight, but Xavier Beatty wasn't far behind.
We're going to take one more quick timeout, come back, wrap up tonight, set you up for tomorrow night, and get you set for the scoreboard show as well to follow here on WEEU in Reading.
Looking for a game-winning play for your next tailgate or get-together? Score big this season with trays from Chick-fil-A. Delicious chicken nuggets and chicken strips, fruits and garden salads, chocolate chunk cookies, and their delicious mac and cheese. Make a play with Chick-fil-A and you'll be a winner every time. Visit Chick-fil-A at Broadcasting Square, 5th Street Highway, and Exeter Commons. Chick-fil-A voted America's favorite fast food restaurant.
They say dogs are man's best friend, so they deserve the very best. Houndstown in Reading is a full-service dog daycare and boarding facility with spacious rooms, quality grooming, and plenty of room for fun. While you're away, the dogs will play. Houndstown has all the enrichment your pet needs for their physical and social health. They offer a variety of spa services like baths, nail trimming, toothbrushing, and dematting. Give Fido the finest at Houndstown, 610-947-1441, or visit houndstownreading.com.
Sure Stay Plus by Best Western offers a welcoming, comfortable stay for the business or leisure traveler, providing clean and cozy rooms at a reasonable price. Conveniently located at the intersection of Route 12 and North 5th Street in Reading, Sure Stay Plus provides a fresh, hot breakfast buffet, all-day coffee, free fast Wi-Fi, HD TV, fridge and microwave, and much more. Plus, business travelers have access to services such as copying and a meeting space. Call 610-371-0500 to book your stay or visit bestwestern.com.
Are your garage doors noisy, squeaky, or moving unevenly? Do they snap, crackle, or pop? Having trouble opening and closing them? Don't be left sitting in the driveway. It's time for a tune-up from Overhead Doors. Starting at just $99, we'll inspect, lube, and adjust your garage doors so they operate smoothly. Call today and ask for a tune-up special from Overhead Door, your hometown garage door company since 1965. Overhead Door, we're more than just doors. OverheadDoorReading.com.
Welcome back to the Geico Complex. Again, the final score, Reading High 88, Muhlenberg 80. One more basketball game for you this week, and then 4 more basketball games left on our regular season schedule, whether you believe it or not. But here's the rundown for the foreseeable future. Tomorrow night, right back at it with a girls basketball game for you. We'll be at Lloyd Wolf Gymnasium as the Berks Catholic Saints welcome in the Governor Mifflin Mustangs. Bella Super has having a super sophomore season for Governor Mifflin, and we'll see her tomorrow night for the first time since last season. Governor Mifflin and Berks Catholic tomorrow night, 7 o'clock is our game time from Lloyd Wolf Gymnasium. Then we'll be right back there on Monday night. How big is this one looking now? Reading High taking on Berks Catholic Monday night at 7. And then Tuesday night, Ole and Schuylkill Valley. And then we'll wrap it up on Friday, Reading High hosting Wilson. And then the last game of the regular season will be that following Tuesday, February the 4th, will be in a match in West Lawn as Muhlenberg takes on Wilson. This thing, look, we said it since it started, and it's going to the finish, and we're getting closer to the finish, and it's going down to the finish.
Division One has 5 teams. One of them is not making
a really good basketball
a really
team.
good
Not
team.
going to make the county.
It's not
playoffs.
going to make the county playoffs. Period. Right now, if Reading had lost tonight, and Xavier Beatty said it, if we didn't win tonight, our season was basically over. They're playing, they have to play like that every game they could be eliminated. They may make a charge here. The way they played tonight, they're capable of it.
For sure. And, I mean, look, it's a gauntlet. There's no doubt about it. They've got to win them all. And it's all the teams that are ahead of you. It's Mifflin. It's Berks Catholic. It's Wilson. And it's Exeter. All of that. Those are the teams that you're going to be competing with in February. So it may say January, but it's February for the Red Knights, and they played like it, as Rich talked about and as the players talked about it as well in that postgame. Up next for Muhlenberg is a home game against Twin Valley on Tuesday, and again for Reading High, we'll have them on Monday night in a game against Berks Catholic right here on WEEU. Some great numbers for a lot of people in this one. Shamar Killen again with another 20-point effort for Muhlenberg. 9th time this season he's been over 20. He had 23. Justin Armstrong, a career-high 18. Jaden Kantner off the bench with 17. Michael Miller, big tonight for the Mules. Another weapon in Muhlenberg's arsenal now with his offensive game expanded. He had 4 threes and 14 points for the Muhlenberg in double figures. Jaden Perez had 5. Eli Hemmings had 3. For the Red Knights, again, career highs for Wesley Rosario with 28. Justin DeCastro, again, the scoring machine, had 20 for the Red Knights. Khalil Samuel with 15, 12 double, a career high for Xavier Beatty. So 4 Red Knights in double figures. Jeremiah Kamara just outside of that with 9, and then 2 each for Blake Adams and Nelson Malave, and the Red Knight total of 88. Mules fall to 13-5 and 5-4 in Division One. Reading High now even in Division One at 4-4. The Red Knights are 8-10. The final score, 88-80 Reading High with the win. Thanks to Jay Green and the staff here at Reading High School for the hospitality. We'll be back here again next Friday night for the game against Wilson. And thanks to Matt Na back in the WE studios. Our technical director has been Sean Tansky. For my colleague, Rich Garcella, Don't forget the scoreboard show is coming your way next with Jeff Nolan and Matt Knob. I just morphed them into one person. My name is Bob McCool. Thanks for listening. The final score, Reading High 88, Muhlenberg 80. Have a great night, everybody. We'll have more high school basketball for you tomorrow here on WEEU.
You've been listening to High School Basketball on 830 WEEU, the voice of Berks and beyond. High School Basketball on WEEU is brought to you by
Adelphia Seafood, American Diner, Bachman's Roofing, Solar, and Remodeling, Chick-fil-A, Cross Keys Insurance, Diefenbach Snacks, Elite Fuel Service, Houndstown Ready, Judd Firestone Plumbing, Kuhn Funeral Home, Overhead Door Company, Redner's Warehouse Markets, Remax Real Estate Agent Phil Macaronis,